We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Go further. Explore the trails less traveled. And reach your destination quicker with King's new Toyota Sequoia 2.5 OEM Performance Series kit. These 100% bolt-on kits feature front ride height adjustment, superior ride quality, and external finned reservoirs with optional wide-range compression adjusters to further refine your ride quality. See why we're the choice of experienced overlanders and order your Sequoia kit today.
The ultimate adventure tool, with all the storage to hold even more adventure tools. The all-new, adventure-ready Bronco Sport.
I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound, group up.
That's 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good, little driver, straight on through.
The finishing touches of any off-road vehicle are the things you add to make it your own. That's why we've developed a full collection of over 70 Polaris-engineered accessories specifically designed for Pro R. Polaris. Think outside.
Welcome to Baja, California. Our unique blend of cultures, cuisines, and historical influences create surprising combinations and unexpected delights around every corner. We welcome you with the most revolutionary cuisine in Mexico, complete with a sky full of magical sunsets. Welcome to the million-star hotels. If you're looking for something astonishing, we hold the most important wine regions in all of Mexico, next to the best tacos in the world. Welcome to our own revolutionary and delicious version of Chinese food. Here, the sublimely unexpected is our norm. It's our pleasure to welcome you to our beautiful state, Baja California, where everyone is always welcome.
Hey, if you're looking for some good dirt in the off-road industry, what's happening in the racing, all the different classes, check out Score Journal. They're always covering all the different aspects and the current events and giving tech tips.
Make sure you read the Score Journal. It's the best magazine out there and it keeps you up to date with all Baja races.
Hey, Score Journal. It's the best way to get your news, get your information, catch up on all the off-road gossip.
I want to remind you guys, take a look and give a read to the Score Journal, the best place to pick up any news that's going on down here in Baja.
Good morning and welcome to the BF Goodrich Tires Score Baja 500. Well, we've got a wild journey ahead of us. Let's go down to race start with Rat.
And that's the trophy truck of Bryce Menzies leaving the line. You can check it out live all day long on our Score Off-Road app, YouTube, and ScoreInternational.com.
Oh, gotta write it down.
Got a guy down right there.
Watch out for this blackout.
This technology is groundbreaking for this style of racing.
We're getting content sent to us in real time, perspectives, vantage points that you never, ever got to see. We're on the middle of Baja here. Like, what we're trying to pull off right now is no easy feat. Let's go down for some more visceral action from our social media. Look at this guy. Oh, wow.
Oh. Congratulations to you guys once again. You're going to be proud taking this one home back to Bolivia. Here, you just won the Baja 500 for your 4th time.
Hell yeah. It's just awesome to have this coming from Baja.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly lead one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Go further. Explore the trails less traveled. And reach your destination quicker with King's new Toyota Sequoia 2.5 OEM Performance Series kit. These 100% bolt-on kits feature front ride height adjustment, superior ride quality, and external finned reservoirs with optional wide-range compression adjusters to further refine your ride quality. See why we're the choice of experienced overlanders and order your Sequoia kit today.
The ultimate adventure tool with all the storage to hold even more adventure tools. The all-new, adventure-ready Bronco Sport.
All right, good morning, everybody. We are here for the Method Race Wheels score qualifying of the BF Goodrich Tires 56th score Baja 500. I didn't mess it up.
You got it all.
Perfect.
You got it all.
I am Austin Fish-Farner. I am joined today by Nick Eisenhower.
Howdy.
We are going to be here bringing you guys all the coverage today. Right now, everyone is out there on their practice lap, so you're not missing anything yet. Don't worry. The camera that you see down here, this is just the practice lap. This is the Trophy Truck Spec class. They're going to be the first class to go today, which means they get to go out. They get to pre-run, basically, the course. What we have today is we have just over a 5-mile course. I think it's 5.2 miles today. A little bit of everything. It's in a secret location. Right?
Top secret.
Top secret. As you can see, nobody knows where it is.
Not a single spectator in sight.
Soul knows where it is. But yeah, you're not missing anything yet. Don't worry, guys. We will keep you guys posted. Trophy Truck Specs are going to qualify first. And then after they're all done, we're going to send the Trophy Trucks and the Trophy Truck Legends out. They're going to get to do a practice lap, and then they will head out on their timed lap. Now, one thing I'm noticing right now, we don't have much wind yet.
No, not much. It is early.
It is early, and usually that picks up a little later in the day. We do have a little bit of wind down there, so hopefully that keeps getting picked up. We're going to send 2 cars at a time today. So one car is going to go, and then when they get about halfway done, they're going to send the next car. So dust really isn't going to be much of an issue today, which is good. And you can see here's an in-car from earlier of a practice lap. This is what it looks like. The course is actually pretty good when they do it out here. It's got a little bit of everything. It's not super sandy. There is some tight, twisty stuff, but there is some fast stuff too. And usually there's not a gate in the middle of qualifying.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully the gate's open for qualifying, because that might slow everybody down a bit.
Just a touch.
So yeah, but that's what you guys are looking at right now. We will come back. We're targeting an 8:30 start for timed runs. So once we hear if that's going to be official, we will let you guys know. So you're not missing anything. We'll keep it on these shots, but we'll be back at about a little bit before 8:30 for the actual timed run starts. What do you think, Nick?
Sounds like a great plan to me.
Sounds like a good plan, huh? It's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
It's going to be there's going to be some action today. This is the first time that we've done Baja 500 qualifying too, I believe.
Very much so, yeah.
Not normally done.
And this is the first time you and I have live timing.
We do.
We have live
I don't want to jinx it, but
no,
the timing
jinxing it. Put it out there.
working. If it doesn't work, it is Nick's fault because he just jinxed it.
Yeah.
We do have live timing for you guys today, powered by Optima, so big thanks to them and Chip and everybody that made the live timing happen so far. It's working. It's working. So.
Yeah, and you can find the link to that. Go to the Score website. They got all the links for the live stream. Obviously, you're watching that now, but if you go back to the Score site, you can catch the Optima live, the timing and all that, and keep track of everything the same way we're doing it.
Yeah, there we go. All right, well, we're gonna keep it here for you guys. We're gonna step away for a minute, but you're not gonna miss anything. You'll see the practice lap. Once again, we're targeting an 8:30 start. So we'll come back about 8:30 if you want to see the timed runs. We'll see you guys just in a little bit.
it. The Score did an awesome job. I think it's really technical. It tailors our driving style. Really cool, really fast in some spots, and it's got a little bit of everything in Baja, and it's going to.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Go further. Explore the trails less traveled and reach your destination quicker with King's new Mercedes Sprinter 2.5 OEM Performance Series kit. These 100% bolt-on kits feature front ride height adjustment, superior ride quality, and external finned reservoirs with wide-range compression adjusters to further refine your ride quality. See why we're the choice of experienced overlanders and order your Sprinter kit today.
The finishing touches of any off-road vehicle are the things you add to make it your own. That's why we've developed a full collection of over 70 Polaris-engineered accessories specifically designed for Pro R. Polaris. Think outside.
You ain't seen nothing
Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good.
Meet up at the compound, group up.
At 10-4.
Yeah, for sure, dog.
Good, little driver, straight on through.
Sí, güey. Digo, lo dejé flojito para que me puedas dar vuelta. Ok.
La bronca con eso es que necesitas o las dos a la vez. Que trae toda la botella en la frente. Porque de otra manera tiene que estar prendida la planta. Los que crees que traen enchufes atrás.
270.
Toma de corriente, nomás pones aparato. Esa 110. O sea, pasa de 12 a 110. Ah, no. Esos conectas el remoto. Que es así redondo. Y trae para los frenos. Bueno, para el freno del sistema de atrás, para la luz, para los cuartos, para la direccional. Como un peito.
All right, good morning, and once again, everybody, welcome to the Method Race Wheels score qualifying of the BF Goodrich Tires 56th Baja 500. I am Austin Fish Farner, joined by Nick Eisenhower.
Howdy.
Once again today. You guys were watching the a couple of the last guys to go out on their practice lap. So what did we just see, Nick? What class was that going out there?
Spec trucks.
Spec trucks.
We
now,
saw spec trucks.
If people don't know what a spec truck is, why don't you tell everybody real quick? What is a 30-second rundown of a spec truck?
It's the same thing as an unlimited or a trophy truck, except it has a sealed LS3 engine. It's unlimited suspension, unlimited tire size, unlimited anything, chassis design. You have to have a spec sealed LS3 V8 engine. You have to have a turbo 400 transmission. You are allowed to run an underdrive, and you must have a live rear axle. So it's essentially a trophy truck with a smaller motor in it.
Yeah,
everybody's
so
got the same
limited trophy truck.
Exactly.
And it's a spec class, so it really comes down to the drivers in these trucks.
100%.
And the setup, you're allowed to do whatever you want to the shocks, right? You can use any brand shocks, any brand tires, all that. So it comes down to personal preference there, and then all about the driver, like we said.
100%. Yeah, so it is probably one of the most challenging classes in desert racing right now, which is just like any form of motorsports. When you start to put rules and regulations on it, it really lets the driver shine and kind of, showcase their abilities over just saying, hey, I've got a bigger checkbook than that guy and my motor makes 10 more horsepower.
Yeah.
So it definitely makes things a lot more fun when it comes to the racetrack.
So speaking of checkbooks, if somebody wants to come out and go racing in a trophy truck spec, how much are they going to have to write that check for nowadays?
For a truck itself, just a turnkey truck?
So you want top of the line? Get a truck ready to go.
Just a truck. So you got to think just a truck right now is probably between the $500,000 and $700,000 range. I would think for a top of the line like new chassis.
500 to 700,000.
Yep. And then, but that's not including your chase trucks, your chase crew, your trailers, your pit equipment, your fueling towers, your spares, your jacks, your impact guns, your tools. It's a giant snowball. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
and I think that dust that we see there was the first truck that just went off the line, and it should have been the 258 of Maverick Gaunt.
Correct.
We'll wait and see when we get another camera angle here, but they were going to start at 8:30, and that is right now, unless they sent one more late qualifier off for a practice lap. But our live timing that we do have today is powered by Optima. Thank you guys for getting this. We finally have live timing.
Yes.
This is going to be awesome. It is working, and we have a 1 minute clock going on Maverick Gaunt. So it does look like the 258, our first car, has left the line for qualifying today. We're going to have different drone shots throughout the day. You can see that's them down in the bottom corner there again. So we're going to have a couple cameras on course today. We're going to have a couple more up as we progress throughout the day here. But this is going to be cool. We're going to see a lot of action today. We're going to bring it to you guys live. This is all live, happening down in just outside of Ensenada around Ojos is where we're doing qualifying today. And you can see them all stacked up, ready to go.
Yeah, and if you want to follow along at home, so the same link that you found this at, you can hit the SCORE website, and you can find this same live timing powered by Optima, and you can follow along just like Fish and I are right now. And it gives you a nice kind of Sector 1 update. So we've got a timing loop about halfway down the racetrack. So Fish and I can kind of give you guys a little bit of insight as the lap is unfolding as to what we think is going to happen here at the end of it.
Yeah, it should make it exciting. And you can see that everybody's going to line up. They're going to go 2 cars on the track at one time. They're not going to go at the same time. They're going to send one, and then when they get about halfway, it sounds like they're going to send the next car. So it's going to take a little while today. We have 28 registered for qualifying out of 33. You do not have to qualify if you don't want to. You can just take a rear start basically behind everybody that qualifies. And if you do want to qualify this year with SCORE, you have to have raced the prior SCORE race and able to be eligible for qualifying. So if somebody didn't race San Felipe, they're not able to qualify today. They'll have to start behind everybody for the, that did race San Felipe that is qualifying.
Correct, which is, in my opinion, a bit of a disadvantage, especially at the 500. The 500 is going to help a little bit because you do have more time on the racetrack to make up not being able to qualify. So now you're starting behind all 28 trucks, which is a rough day. But end of the day, we are all racing against the clock, and we all have to beat the racetrack. So, it is a little bit of an equalizer there, but at the end of the day, starting in front of the dust is definitely better.
Definitely. So next on the line is going to be the 245 of Ethan Hagel, and it is going to be Ben Hagel behind the wheel today, and here he comes right now. So here is the 245 coming at you guys.
This is a beautiful new GFO truck. That was a truck built in-house by Seth and Danny there at GFO. Really great to see those trucks and chassis out there on the racetrack and getting after it. I know their team and everybody involved over there has been putting a lot of work into that truck to get it fine-tuned. So I'm very excited to see how these guys do down there this weekend. Yeah, definitely going to be exciting to see who can come out on top today. Now, just let's talk about that real quick as we're watching them get off the line here. This is one of our drone shots. Who do you think? We were looking at the list a few minutes ago, and you named a couple people. Who do you see in this trophy truck spec class that you think is going to be, the top 3 or 4 today? So I've got 4 stars next to names here. Okay. I'm going to start with my number 1 will be the 200 of Jason McNeil. He's a guaranteed great qualifier and great finishing results driver. Behind him, I'd have to do the 285 of Justin Davis. Wild man. It's checkers or wreckers for that guy usually. He puts on a great show, but when it comes together and he keeps the car together, you can guarantee he's going to, like I said, be in the top 3 there. Behind that, we have the 263 of EJ Herbst, driven by Ryan Millen today in qualifying. So Ryan, no matter what vehicle he's in, whether it be a rally car, an off-road truck, a UTV, it doesn't matter. Ryan's fast and unstoppable. So, you can guarantee he's going to have a great finish. And then the 273, the Jordan Brenthal entry, driven by Abdali Lopez. Abdali's just fast. Yeah, he's always fast. Yeah, and it's like he knows this place literally like the back of his hand, so I'm assuming he's going to do great. Yes, Abdali has raced at this area or gone over this area for fun probably more times than everyone else here combined. Yeah. So he is definitely going to be fast, and he gets to go last today, which we were talking about this earlier today too. You can see here's our first time. That is halfway through, so that is a 3:57 for the 258. That is our first split time. So it's a 5-mile course, and that's just about halfway at like mile 2.8 or so is where that split time is today. So we're going to stick with halfway. So that's cool to see the live split times, which we've never had before. So this is going to be fun. We can see if someone's ahead at halftime, if they blow it in the second half, or if they're able to make up time in the second half. It'll give us a little bit better picture of who's fast and what type conditions. Yeah. You can see the conditions on this course are actually rough. This is a good course. Oh, that's a big G out right there.
This is not just a go out there and put the pedal to the metal and go. You have to be smart on this course.
Yeah, and setup's going to be big for this. You know, a lot of us, like we've talked in the past when we watch the qualifiers, you know, you put a little bit of a qualifying setup on the truck, whether it be, you know, weight distribution or fuel settings or shock settings or ring and pinion ratios. But at a course like this, it almost looks like you just run your race setup, because it's got you in and out of these canyons and in these long straights and in the turns and all this crazy like different type of terrain, to where it's almost at a race condition. So there's not much I personally would do to the car to make it any different.
Yeah, I think exactly like you said. Like, you're probably not going to start with a full tank of fuel, right? But you're probably going to go at least half tank of fuel here, because you're going to want the car to work as you have it tuned best. And I don't think we're going to see people taking spares off necessarily today or anything weird like that.
I wouldn't know. Right there off the line, we saw the 294 of Vincent Munoz in the Hall Fabrications truck, Hall Designs design truck.
X1450
racer, yeah.
Always got to point those guys out.
It was not even X, he still races 1450.
This is true.
He pre-runs in his 1450 truck. I think that truck's
true.
got more miles on it than any vehicle known to man right now.
Yeah.
Because he'll pre-run an entire score season, and then he races a whole snore season, and then goes and plays with it in the sand dunes.
That's a lot of racing,
yeah,
a lot
Vincent's
of fun.
wild.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he did. He had a crash out of Glamis in that truck a little while ago.
I did see that, yeah. Stuffed it pretty good there.
Looks like he's going pretty fast right now, though. That's
right.
that thing's hauling right there.
Yeah, he's getting after it. So it's always good to see those guys get good finishes and get good results.
All right, we got another time for halfway right now. We got Ethan Hagel with Ben Hagel driving. The 245 just came through the halfway mark at 4 minutes. So that puts them 3 seconds behind Mavic here, with Chasen's actually driving the 258. So 3 seconds, you can see right there, 3.1 seconds between the first two trucks at the halfway mark. And it looks like the first truck did just finish the 258. They're going to be in with a 712. So 712 for our first finisher so far.
It's honestly rather impressive. Around a 5-mile racetrack, that's a pretty good average mile per hour for something that, you know, from what we've seen from the drone footage and what we've seen from the camera angles so far, it does look like quite the technical course. So for them to turn a lap that quick, these guys are really getting after it.
Well, think about it. Like we said, it's five miles long, and we're doing about a 7-minute lap here. So you're not at 60 mile an hour average. No. You're closer to maybe 50 mile an hour average on this course.
Still very impressive, yeah.
Yeah, now when we see later this afternoon, we're going to see some all-wheel drives come out here on this course. It's always interesting to see what the difference is between these spec trucks and the all-wheel drives. They're not always that much faster on some of these qualifiers, because the course deteriorates throughout the day. So you have the trophy truck specs going on a bit of a, quote, nicer course right now. By the time the trophy trucks get out there later, it's going to be a little bit more dug up. The holes are going to be a little bigger. The berms are going to be a little bigger too, so you might be able to actually go faster in a couple of the corners. But the course does deteriorate.
Exactly, yeah. And that's the thing too, is like there's some parts of these tracks where it's like a vehicle can physically only go so fast through these sections. Like it doesn't matter if you've got 1,000 horsepower, all 4 wheels turning, only the rear wheels turning, or 200 horsepower. Physically, a vehicle can only propel itself so quick from point A to point B when it comes to corner. So if there's like these tight little technical things, like it does kind of level the playing field a little bit, and you see these times getting closer and closer and closer.
Definitely, it makes for some exciting racing. So you can see that was our first finisher, was the 258 there with Chasen Gaunt driving it, and it was a 712.460. So our live timing is working awesome, and it's powered by Optima today. Big thanks to those guys and everybody who got that all set up.
So this will be the 236 of Mike Marsal, and I had the opportunity, I ran into him when he was out testing a couple weeks ago, and you and I were always talking, we were like, oh, he's new to this, new to that, and he wanted to correct me and let everybody know that he's been doing this for quite some time.
Okay.
He's raced Mexico a bunch. He's just more recently in the spec truck doing it a lot more and kind of in more of the limelight. So, sorry, Mike. We know you've been racing for a while, and you're doing a great job. You're kicking butt. You've got a great team of guys behind you. The whole Evan Weller Racing program backing you and all that is just the smartest move I think you can make coming into spec truck racing.
What did he used to race? Did he say?
Well, he said he's been racing spec trucks, and then I think he's done like the, where are those buggies down there?
The wide open cars?
Yeah, wide open cars. And he's done a lot of Mexico driving and racing in the past. So he's just really wanted to drive that home. I was like, my mistake, I'm sorry.
Right. Well, I do have to say, if we don't know his name from before, he must not have won much before. So just saying, in our defense, we know the people that win a lot.
Yeah.
So
and now he's got a cool paint job and he makes great videos. So now we know exactly who he is. So you're doing a great job at that.
And that's an easy truck to spot. You got the white, the orange, the blue. That thing sticks out. And like we were saying earlier, look at that big number on the roof. That is so nice. The 236. You can read that thing from all the drones. I mean, look at that. even when it's moving, no problem.
Yes.
236. Everybody watching this, if you don't have a number like that on your roof, please do us a favor, do yourself a favor, so that we can call out the right car during the race and during qualifying. Put a big ass number on your roof.
Please.
It's all we ask. Please put a number on the roof that's big. And you get talked about that much more.
Yeah.
You don't get called the wrong name most of the time, depending on, you know.
Who's talking.
Depending on who's talking. But yes, most of the time you're going to be called the correct name with a big number on the top of your roof that's easy to read. So thank you, Mike Marsal, for doing that. We do have another time. We have the, let's see, Ethan Hagel is in. Ben Hagel driving with a 720. So we got a 720. That puts them in the second position. So 720.979 is going to be the 245's time. So those are our two finishers so far, first and second. Same order they went off the line, first and second. Vincent Munoz, we should have a split for him pretty soon.
I would hope so, yeah.
Yeah, maybe his, we might not get a split from him because he's at 5 minutes and 38 seconds and it hasn't come up yet.
So he should have tripped by now.
So it might not have tripped the halfway point on Vincent. We'll see if we get a finish time for him. Hopefully he's still moving. I haven't seen him on camera that he's not moving.
True.
So I'm just gonna assume it didn't quite get the halfway mark there and didn't trip the system.
Now, something we talked about earlier in the broadcast when we first went live was the dust situation that we have going on here. Is if you can see in this valley how all that dust is just sitting in these trails and in these tracks, and that's going to be something that's going to get a little bit more difficult the later on in the day and the later in the pack of racers that go, because you're going to be eating dust the whole time, which does slow your pace a little bit. There's Vince there. He's still up and moving. That's good.
All right, we're good. Good to see, yeah. So he just didn't get a halfway time. We will have a finish time for him, hopefully, though, once he finishes. He's at 6:30 right now, so he should be finishing within about 45 seconds or so if he's on pace with the first two cars that have finished so far. Yeah, so let's look at Vince there. And once again, these are our trophy truck specs that are going first today. They will start behind the trophy trucks and the trophy truck legends on race day. Just today, they get to go first. They give them a little bit of an advantage today because they have a little bit less horsepower. They give them a little bit nicer track today. And it saves the show till a little bit more, a few more people are probably awake, right? I mean, It's 8:45. Most people are probably awake.
I would hope so.
But just in case, you know, you want to wake up at 9 or 10, okay, we'll wait for the trophy trucks. You don't want to miss the trophy trucks, we know.
Yeah, maybe you work the night shift and you're just getting going.
Yeah, that's true, exactly. So you can see Vincent coming here. He should be coming into the finish. I believe this is going to be the finish line in a second. And we will have a time for him, 7:28.9. So 7:28, that puts him in the third position. So far, 1, 2, and 3 have stayed 1, 2, and 3 off the line.
Yep, and we've got a time, Sector 1 split here for Mike Marsal at 4 minutes, 5 seconds. So right there on par with everybody else in that 4-minute sector. Kind of see how that unfolds. It looks like the second half of this loop is a bit quicker than the first half, just based on the overall times here.
Yeah, because it's only taking them about a little over 3 minutes to do the second half, and it's taking them 4 minutes or so to do the first half, huh?
Yeah. So it looks like the first bit of this is just a touch more technical.
A little bit tighter, a little twistier. Yeah, there's a couple, when we were watching earlier, we did see a couple good jumps out there. I saw that Art, Trackside, got some good pictures earlier of some jumps. So we're hoping to get some action for you guys off some jumps today too, because that's what everybody wants to tune in and watch here. You don't want to see cars just go around the course slow and easy. That's not fun to watch, right? People want to see action. I hate to say it, but they want to see carnage. They want to see people go for it and have some action to watch. That's why you're tuned in today. You just don't want to watch your team do that.
No. There we go. It's just what we were talking about.
There's the jump, right on time. Mike Marsal, way to go, the 236. Trophy truck spec coming around. Yeah, so some of these guys coming later are going to launch some of those.
Oh, absolutely.
They are going to go for it. That right there,
that's a big
hit because you see how they come over that. You're kind of just floating, and then it's got a big G out at the bottom.
Yeah, and it cuts just ever so slight
to the left, right?
So yeah, if you didn't take that note during your preview lap, parade lap, whatever you want to call it,
yeah,
that could put you in quite a bit of a pickle when it comes to your actual timed loop.
I think we're going to see somebody stuff it very hard on the front right in that section at some point today.
I would assume there's a couple wild names here in the trophy truck class, and I'm assuming that there might be a couple little upsets there.
There definitely could be. All right, so next off the line, we should have the 261. Have they started yet?
I do believe so,
went.
Yep.
So then it's going to be the 242 Connor McNeil entry with Brandon McNeil doing the driving today. That is Jason McNeil's brother.
Yes.
Did you get all the McNeils straight there?
Well, Connor McNeil's his son. So let's
yes.
put that. So we've got the son,
uncle,
and the uncle, and then I think they're racing under Bryce Swaim's number and name.
So yes, good luck trying to keep track of that one all race.
Some real Jason stuff going on in there, I'll tell you what.
There is. All right, Mike Marsal is in. He has a 732, so 732. That puts him in 4th position. So literally everybody that has gone so far has stayed exactly in the position they started. 1, 2, 3, 4. $732.021.
Is this the finish?
So, next off the line, it looks like a car just the finish is on the back side of that, I believe, right?
I believe so. I believe we just watched Marsal potentially go through the finish there, up and over that ridge.
Okay, they said nothing's left to start in a little while. So let's see, who's out on track right now? We have the 261 is the only car out on track. So maybe we can see if the drones or anybody can find the 261 to confirm they're still going.
Yeah, I believe they went out before.
Yeah, we haven't seen anybody else go yet. I only have on our live timing, I only have one timer going, and it's for the 261. So something may have happened to the 261 here, or there might be another cow on the track. We saw a cow on the track earlier, right?
Yep.
So they may have paused the start for something. As soon as we get clarification, we will let you guys know. If anybody is sitting down there and wants to text us an update, that's always appreciated. But we will we'll try to find out for you guys and let you know what's going on. It should be the 261 on course, and no one has left the line. It should be Connor McNeil, the 242 entry, under Bryce Swaim's name, that's going next. We can see here's an in-car. We're going to have some in-car today. That's always a plus. That's one of the Herbst trucks there, it looks like. Whoever's behind the 228. Looks like the 228 in front of them there. Is that
is that Santiago Creel potentially? Because the 228 is Ryan Hancock.
Oh, Santiago Creel. That's another monster car too, right?
Yeah.
I'm used to seeing the monster in a live camera be the Herbst, but
right.
There's so many people that have added this now. We could talk about that for a minute while we're waiting to get confirmation. Starlink has changed the game in Baja immensely. More than anything has changed the game in Baja in ever, I would say.
And
There's never
not just,
been anything like that.
And not just from a media standpoint, but from a chase standpoint, from a logistics standpoint, from just checking
amazing.
vitals of the vehicle standpoint, because now you can relay all the information from your vehicle to your crew while it's happening.
Yep, and if you have a system like this, one of the Starstream systems, your crew is watching the car during the race.
Yep.
So there's no more sitting in a pit somewhere not knowing what's going on, because every chase truck has a Starlink now. Every race car just about has a Starlink, and they almost all are streaming now too.
Yep.
So you can just watch your crew the whole time. You can see the gauges.
Yep.
You can see if they're messing with something in the car. You can see if they're having a problem. You can hear them talking, which is not always good if the car's off.
A little incriminating from time to time.
When the car is off, if you have a problem, I always do recommend, for your own sake, turning the cameras off, just because sometimes you're not that happy when the car's broken and you might say something that somebody listening, sponsor-wise, may not always like. Just saying,
Piece
it's
of
always smart
advice,
to turn it off. But if you don't want to turn it off, that's fine, because we love watching it and listening to it. It makes for great entertainment.
Outsiders looking in, it's great entertainment.
Great entertainment, yeah. But no, so Starlink has changed the game. It's awesome. You know where all the cars are now. You're literally watching the tracker. You know exactly where everybody is. You don't have to call home. I remember back in the day, you used to call home on a sat phone, if you had a sat phone even. And you'd call someone in the U.S., booths because they had internet, and they were the ones that were watching the tracker because all you had was a VHF radio that only, you know, goes maybe like 30 miles if you're lucky. And if they were outside of that, you didn't know if your car was moving.
No.
So you'd have to call someone at home and be like, hey, are they still moving? And they're like, oh yeah, they're moving. Like, okay, cool. Hey guys, the car's moving.
Yep.
We're good still. Now you see everything the whole time.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
And then just like the price point of all that stuff too for all your chase crews. Like, I mean, even go back to like the MSAT days when everybody had MSATs on the roofs and doing all this crazy stuff. Like, that was just an insane cost. Whereas now, you know, a Starlink is somewhat of an affordable deal. A lot of people have them just in general for home. So you move it to your chase truck or whatever you got going on.
Definitely.
And then you're right there in communication with the race car. And it's such a great safety measure, in my opinion, to where now if there is an emergency or some sort of situation, it can get handled immediately, and you're not just hoping that the racer driving by has something to help or can take care of it.
No, it's a game changer. I mean, it's $150 a month for the service, and you can turn it off when you're not using it. So if you do 4 score races a year, you spend $600 per unit on service.
Right.
It's amazing how cheap it is. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we did get confirmation that 261 is the problem vehicle right now. They are stuck or they are broke on course. So the 261 of Mick Magger is stopped on course. That's what the holdup here is. They're not going to send another car because they need to clear the 261 out of the way, obviously, so that it doesn't affect anyone else's time. So we are currently in a holding pattern right here until they can get the 261 out of the way. Yeah, so it sounds like they may have hit the G out that we were just talking about. That
way to go, dude.
Yeah, that's not a good one. So hopefully they're going to be okay. We might be a few minutes here on this, so we'll let you guys know. But it sounds like we're going to be a couple minutes here. All right, so we're gonna go to commercials real quick. Don't worry, you're not gonna miss anything. They are currently working on the 261 to make sure they're okay, get them out of the car, get that handled. And we're gonna come back. You won't miss a car start. Next car is gonna be the 242 Connor McNeil entry, and we'll be back right before they start. So just a couple minutes.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Go further. Explore the trails less traveled. And reach your destination quicker with King's new Toyota Sequoia 2.5 OEM Performance Series kit. These 100% bolt-on kits feature front ride height adjustment, superior ride quality, and external finned reservoirs with optional wide-range compression adjusters to further refine your ride quality. See why we're the choice of experienced overlanders and order your Sequoia kit today.
The ultimate adventure tool with all the storage to hold even more adventure tools. The all-new adventure-ready Bronco Sport.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Go further. Explore the trails less traveled. And reach your destination quicker with King's new Toyota Sequoia 2.5 OEM Performance Series kit. These 100% bolt-on kits feature front ride height adjustment, superior ride quality, and external finned reservoirs with optional wide-range compression adjusters to further refine your ride quality. See why we're the choice of experienced overlanders and order your Sequoia kit today.
The ultimate adventure tool with all the storage to hold even more adventure tools. The all-new adventure-ready Bronco Sport.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Go further. Explore the trails less traveled. And reach your destination quicker with King's new Toyota Sequoia 2.5 OEM Performance Series kit. These 100% bolt-on kits feature front ride height adjustment, superior ride quality, and external finned reservoirs with optional wide-range compression adjusters to further refine your ride quality. See why we're the choice of experienced overlanders and order your Sequoia kit today.
The ultimate adventure tool with all the storage to hold even more adventure tools. The all-new adventure-ready Bronco Sport.
Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
At 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good, little driver, straight on through.
The finishing touches of any off-road vehicle are the things you add to make it your own. That's why we've developed a full collection of over 70 Polaris-engineered accessories specifically designed for Pro R. Polaris. Think outside.
Welcome to Baja, California. Our unique blend of cultures, cuisines, and historical influences create surprising combinations and unexpected delights around every corner. We welcome you with the most revolutionary cuisine in Mexico, complete with a sky full of magical sunsets. Welcome to the million-star hotels. If you're looking for something astonishing, we hold the most important wine regions in all of Mexico, next to the best tacos in the world. Welcome to our own revolutionary and delicious version of Chinese food. Here, the sublimely unexpected is our norm. It's our pleasure to welcome you to our beautiful state, Baja California, where everyone is always welcome.
Hey, if you're looking for some good dirt in the off-road industry, what's happening in the racing, all the different classes, check out Score Journal. They are always covering all the different aspects and the current events and giving tech tips.
Make sure you read the Score Journal. It's the best magazine out there, and it keeps you up to date with all Baja racing stuff.
Hey, Score Journal. It's the best way to get your news, get your information, catch up on all the off-road gossip.
I want to remind you guys to take a look and give a read to the Score Journal, the best place to pick up any news that's going on down here in Baja.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are here for the Method Race Wheels score qualifying of the BF Goodrich 56th Baja 500. I am Austin Fish-Farner, joined by Nick Eisenhower here. And what you guys are seeing is qualifying. It's live. We've had 4 trucks. We've actually had 5 trucks go so far. We've had 4 trucks able to finish. One of the 5th truck had a little incident on the course. They were getting attended to. They got to get the people out of the car. They got to get the car moved and then clear the course so that we're able to go back to qualifying. So you're not missing anything if you guys just joined and are wondering what's going on. That's what's going on right now. They are currently moving the truck out of the way. It was the 261 truck was the one that was out on course that had an incident. The 242, Connor McNeil, is going to be next off the line, hopefully within a couple minutes here. They're just kind of getting that other car out of the way, and then we're going to go back to qualifying. What do you think, Nick? We've had 4 cars finish so far.
Yeah, and then the way it's stacking up is like in the order that they went off the line is how they're stacking up.
Yeah, it's 1 through 4.
Yeah, it's a conversation Fish and I had off camera earlier was like, sometimes these courses, like whether you want to go first, whether you want to go last, and sometimes there is a correlation between like your actual starting position and where your qualifying position is.
Yeah.
And like maybe this track is falling apart, maybe it's deteriorating a little bit. Maybe that, maybe that Gaunt entry got the golden ticket and got a good run out there.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just coincidence.
Well, we're gonna find out in a little bit, because looking down the list, we have a couple really fast guys coming up in a little bit. One of whom is Jason McNeil, who you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
So we'll see when he gets out there how much the course is really deteriorated. I don't think it matters.
So.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. So we'll be back. We're gonna keep showing you guys the start line here. Once we get told that they're getting ready to go live, we'll come back on and get you guys more racing action. But so far, yeah, we have Maverick Gaunt with Chasen Gaunt driving. They're first. Ethan Hagel with Ben Hagel driving is second. Vincent Munoz is third, and then Mike Marsal is fourth. That's our first 4 that went off the line, and that's the same order that they finished.
They're stacked up.
That's what we have for you guys right now. But stay tuned, and we should be back with more live qualifying action, hopefully in just a couple minutes.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Go further. Explore the trails less traveled and reach your destination quicker with King's new Mercedes Sprinter 2.5 OEM Performance Series kit. These 100% bolt-on kits feature front ride height adjustment, superior ride quality, and external finned reservoirs with wide-range compression adjusters to further refine your ride quality. See why we're the choice of experienced overlanders and order your Sprinter kit today.
The finishing touches of any off-road vehicle are the things you add to make it your own. That's why we've developed a full collection of over 70 Polaris-engineered accessories specifically designed for Pro R. Polaris. Think outside.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
At 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good, little driver, straight on through.
All right, welcome back, everybody. You just saw a car go back out on the course. So that was the Connor McNeil entry, the 242 with Brandon McNeil driving. So we are back live qualifying here. We had an incident on the track. If you just joined us, we hope that both the driver and co-driver are going to be okay. That was in the car that had a little bit of an incident. But we are back to qualifying here for the Baja 500. We have the 242, Connor McNeil. It just said went off the line, and there he is right there. Next off the line is going to be Charles Durant in the 299, and he's going to go probably in about 3 minutes or so. It's about, they're doing 2 cars on course at a time. They wait till they get about halfway, and then they send the next one. We do have live timing today that's powered by Optima. So what do you think, Nick? It's pretty cool having the live timing, huh?
Oh, it's a game changer, especially for you and I sitting here. We got something to talk about the whole time.
Totally.
We got some we got some time and some numbers, but it is also super helpful for everybody back home, and you can kind of get an idea of what's really going on. And I think the coolest part of this, and like I said, it is a bit of a luxury, is that we do have the sector breakdown. So we do have a timing loop halfway through the qualifier. So we kind of get that half lap time breakdown, and it's pretty exciting for us to kind of see like where the pace is made up, whether it be in the first half of the qualifier or the second half. Now it is just over a 5-mile qualifying loop, and like we talked, I think the sector is at like 2.8 or 2.5 or something like that. So you do get a pretty darn good idea of what that lap is going to look like by that halfway point, especially as we get deeper into this, and we're kind of seeing a little bit of a trend as to the first sector breaking down and almost like in the correlation to the actual overall time, and seeing that they are pretty close to accurate.
Definitely, yeah. And so far, everybody, the order that they finished, they have been faster in the first half too. So nobody's gone slower or faster in one of the halves yet. Everybody stayed on pace with their whole run so far. Yeah. But that'll be exciting to see as we get a little farther in.
Yeah. A little bit of a silver lining here for Connor, or for Brandon actually driving, is he does get a nice clean lap, good clean air in front of him. He doesn't have anybody kicking up dust, which, as you can see from this shot right here, some of that dust is hanging in those deep ruts and those deep corners. So that is a part of desert racing. You know, if you're going to complain about the dust, go race your local circle track. But
yeah,
you know, we're here to go racing in the dirt, so it's all part of it. And, you know, it's just part of a skill set that you got to learn how to read the terrain through that dust and rely on that navigator that you got sitting next to you and the notes that you've taken.
Exactly. And this course, as you can see from that last shot, is a little bit of everything. Here's Charles Durant's. This is a 299, so that is the next car headed out on course. And like I was saying a second ago, this course has a little bit of fast, it has a little bit of tight and technical, it has some places that you can stuff the front end, as we just saw, which is very unfortunate. I think it's actually one of those holes right down there on the left, the bottom left of the screen there is a pretty good little, I think we're gonna see him watch in a second here. You kind of come over this one, you go down, and then right here, I think you kind of float over this one if you go too fast. And I think it's right there. That's that's that hole
for sure.
And it goes a little bit to the left. So if you go straight and try to fly that roller before it, that's going to be bad right there.
Absolutely.
And then you come up to a hard left right there. You can see Connor McNeil. And we do have a halfway time for Connor McNeil, so he did a 3:54,
which is fast.
That's the fastest one so far.
Yeah, yeah, actually it is. So we'll see how he stacks up against Maverick Gaunt in the 2:58, who had our original fastest of a 3:57 at the first sector.
So he's 3 seconds faster than our #1 qualifier so far at the halfway point. Let's see, can he keep the pace up and hold it for the second half?
Well, it appears he is driving like a McNeil, a little wild,
right?
Getting crazy.
And that is Brandon McNeil driving the Connor McNeil truck today. That is entered in the race for
Connor McNeil. Oh, for Bryce. I'm sorry.
For Bryce Swain,
for Bryce
right?
Swain.
Yeah.
So this is a little confusing. We got Brandon McNeil driving for Connor McNeil, who's driving for Bryce Swain's number.
Yes.
Now, not to be confused with the 203 entry of Mitch McNeil, who is a cousin of Jason McNeil,
who is the 200 entry today.
Yeah, Jason McNeil is the 200 entry. So we've got a whole field of McNeils here in the Spec truck class.
It's just like when we have all the Ricky Johnsons that we'll be talking about later. We have 3 Ricky Johnsons racing today.
Very confusing.
Out of 4 or 5 Ricky Johnsons that are in off-road racing. So definitely cool. We'll try to keep you guys straight on everything. This is a look at Connor McNeil. Oh, he almost kind of blew that corner a little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing about this course. Like we had talked, like this is a true desert course. It's not some bladed short course track that you're out there just, you know, letting it go full tilt. You kind of got to be smart and you got to pay attention to what you're doing and you got to take notes. Like you did get a parade lap or sight lap or whatever you wanted to call it earlier. And, you know, it's very important to take some notes while you're doing that. You know, you kind of got to sit there and balance out what you're going to do, whether you're going to push hard and see how the truck's going to react over these sections, or if you're going to slow down and let your navigator take a note so you can go faster in your actual timed lap.
Exactly. And that's a good little jump right there, a little kicker coming around. Looks like he's still on the gas. This is going to be a pretty good time. This could be our new fastest qualifier. He was 3 seconds faster at the halfway point. We'll see if he can hold that pace to the finish line here, but he's definitely going for it.
He's 100% going for it. He's really getting after it. Yeah,
that's the one actually right there. That's the one we were worried about.
And he handled it perfectly. You know, you check up off the top of it, try and get the truck to keep the tires to stick to the ground, float over the top of it. You know, you'll see a lot of the motocross guys do a scrub of sorts, and that's kind of how you do it in a truck.
There you go. This is Mason Cullen right here in the 207. That is actually Matt Cullen that is driving today. So that is Mason's dad in the F&L truck there, the 207, prepped by John Hoffman. So we actually have three cars out on course right now because Connor hasn't finished yet. So maybe they're trying to speed it up a little bit since we had a little bit of downtime earlier. And really the only reason why you wouldn't is because you don't want someone to be affected by the dust. But
sure, or catch the car in front of them or something of sorts,
But it doesn't look like today that's probably going to factor in too much. So they're going to try to maybe put 3 cars out on the course now to make up a little bit of time.
Yeah, especially because like we said, this is just over 5 miles and it's a very, you know, vast type of terrain, a lot of different things, and we're seeing, you know, an average time of about 7.5 minutes around this lap. So you have a good amount of time to send a couple cars out on the track at the same time without the fear of running into each other of sorts.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious here. We got the Connor McNeil entry coming up to the finish line. Let's see what we got for a time.
Yeah, this could be our new fast qualifier. He does look like he's still on it pretty good coming up the hill there. I'm going to say he definitely is.
Full speed finish. You got to get after it for sure.
Oh, he's 3 seconds slower.
No way.
He lost 6 seconds in the second half there. Look at that. 7:15 we got for Connor
Puts him in the number
McNeil.
2 spot.
7:15.955 is Connor McNeil's time. So he was 3 seconds faster. That means he lost 6 seconds in the second half of the course.
Wow, Gauntlett was getting after it, huh? All right, that's exciting.
That'll kind of give us an idea of, maybe the second half was a little bit
More
faster,
technical,
more technical. Someone's a little bit better in that stuff.
Yeah.
Just totally
very much
depends.
so.
That's Matt Cullen right there in the Mason Cullen entry. Matt Cullen driving.
It's cool to see the Gaunts kind of redeem themselves after their San Felipe showing at qualifying. Remember, they had tipped the truck over there in one of the corners, and they were stuck there for quite some time. And I know it's a great family. They got a great truck, got a great team of people behind them. So I hope the best. I hope that time sticks. 7:12 is very respectable for a 5-mile lap. Like, it's super quick.
Definitely. And they have cool driving suits.
Super cool driving suits and super cool aero packages.
Yeah. All right, so let's look at Mason Cullen's entry with Matt Cullen, his dad, driving it. There's a couple G-outs there. Some of our drone footage coming at you guys.
You can't thank these drone operators enough for their hard work down there, braving the heat, standing out in the middle of the desert, chasing race cars around, giving us great footage to chat about and you guys to watch at home.
That's another game changer for off-road is, well, there you go, Charles Durant's getting some over that jump. Yeah. We talked about Starlink being a game changer earlier. The biggest thing before that probably was honestly the drones.
Right.
Because then you didn't have to have a helicopter to get all these cool camera shots all the time. You can have drones to get these camera shots.
Yeah, you don't need 15 camera guys running a 5-mile track trying to catch every corner. You can get a drone to cover a couple miles of that track.
Exactly. Now this should be the 228 Ryan Hancock right here, and it is the Alexander Ford truck. That is Jordan Poole co-driving in there. So these guys, remember these guys last time in qualifying, they had a little incident. They did a little El Rolo in the corner, landed on the wheels and kept going, and it didn't even cost them that much time, really.
They ended up qualifying rather well after that had happened. I don't think it affected much time at all.
I don't think they're going to want to do that every time during qualifying, though, so they'll probably want to keep it on 4 wheels this time, and maybe, you know, they'll be a second or two faster.
Right.
That is a look at Charles Durant's, the 299 right there. Now, we were talking about not taking anything off the truck earlier. Look, he literally didn't take anything. He even has his Max Tracks board still on the back there in case he gets stuck on the qualifying course.
Hey, you know, we may say something about it now, but might happen, might get stuck out there, and he might be the smart one out of all of them.
Oh, he blew the corner.
Yeah,
he
bobbled
blew the
that one a
corner,
little bit.
but that's okay. Going up the hill. It is pretty tight there.
Very tight. And like we had said, I think this is a great qualifying lap. Just
it really
the layout
is.
of everything, you know, kind of like levels the playing field. You don't have to be, you know, Johnny short course racer and top qualify for a desert race. You can actually have to run at a desert pace on a desert track.
No, this is a great course. Jose G does a great job laying out this qualifying course, and it really is like the start of the race too. Because sometimes you'll get a qualifying course where somebody's really fast at it, but then they start the race and it's not the same type of terrain, and now they're slow and they're holding everybody up, right?
Oh yeah.
But this is really like what the first the whole Ojo section to kilometer 77 or down to El Alamo, like this is what the course is like. So this is going to be really good for race day. I don't think there's going to be a lot of people holding someone up if they qualify in front of them today.
Right, it gives you like a real good feel for what the actual race is going to be like and puts you in the position you should be in so you don't over qualify or anything.
Exactly, I think it really puts you in the position where you should be on race day.
We have a time here for Charles Durant's at 7:34.
.428 for Charles Durant's.
It's in the number 6 spot, I believe.
Yes, he is in the 6th position. And our next car off the line is going to be Santiago Creel, the 260 right here. And you can see they have a live in-car for you guys. So this looks like a Starstream system in there set up. I see the box in the top left above the driver's head. I recognize that because I have one in my car and it works awesome. And here we go. This is some live in-car for you guys coming at you. This is what it looks like out on the race course here. That'll be a cool shot if we stick with that shot when it's working. We can watch these guys go around and we can see from inside the car. And here we go. This is going to be Santiago Creel in the 260 coming by. And that's not their, that's them right there.
There we go.
There we go.
Back in.
That other one was an old shot, I think we saw there. That was Hancock going by again. That was earlier.
So on board here with the 260 of Santiago Creel.
Yeah, whole different perspective right here compared to the drone and the ground cameras. So it would say 66 miles an hour, 72. On the right there, that's the GPS. You can kind of read the speed in the top left corner of the yellow screen there. 79 maybe? It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
So pretty fast, big hole.
Oh yeah. And for everybody at home, it's kind of nice to see this shot because, you know, all the couch side quarterbacks, you know, when you watch the outside shots, I would have jumped that, I would have held it forward, I would have been full speed around this corner. When you see the in-car of these things, you see the heads bobbling around and bouncing around, and what really goes into driving these vehicles, you kind of get a little bit more respect for, you know, what these guys go through and what it takes to get this car around the track at a quick rate.
Yeah, you can tell just by watching the steering wheel how much, you know, he's going back and forth here, turning. His hands are not just staying straight.
Right.
It's why it's kind of cool when people wear the white gloves too. If you have an in-car camera, if you wear a white or a bright colored glove, because you can really see how much they're working the wheel.
Yeah. And something that's kind of cool here that's a little bit of a, I don't know what you call it, technology that's been going into these spec trucks is you'll see he doesn't take a hand off the steering wheel at all because he actually has paddle shifters.
Yes.
So all these trucks do run Turbo 400s, which are 3-speed automatic transmissions. What we do is we put a manual valve body in the transmission so you actually manually shift it through the gears. There's not just a drive and go option. So you are moving through first, second, third. And now when you have limited horsepower in a spec truck, you know, the engine itself makes 525 horsepower. You're usually in the 360 range at the tire. You really want to maximize every inch of RPM and make sure you're pulling every ounce of horsepower out of those RPMs as you're driving it. So you want to make sure your shift points are at the most optimal places, and sometimes with the paddle shifter it makes it a bit quicker. So what they'll do is there's actually an air actuator on the side of the transmission that just moves the lever. There's no fancy sequential gearbox, anything like that. It's literally just an air actuator on the side of the transmission moving that shift arm.
Yeah, because like you said, that is one of the spec things you have to have is the Turbo 400. So you can't put a different transmission in there, but you are allowed to do the shifter like you just said. That is allowed.
So, you know, you put your homework in, you know, that's one thing we talk about tuning the trucks, it's unlimited. So your torque converter, your ring and pinion ratio, your underdrive, your final drive, your tire size, all that setup is so, so, so important. And if you can get to that optimal shift points and you can do it quickly with your hands, it's just going to make you that much faster down the racetrack.
There we go, talking about fast. That was Jason McNeil. That is probably going to be one of your top qualifiers you just saw go by there if he has a good run. That is the 200 class champion from last year, Jason McNeil. This is back in with Santiago Creel, which we were just talking about a minute ago. You can really see how tight and technical that course is. From in the air in the drone, it looks like it's a lot faster. It looks easy. It kind of looks flat, right? But this really gives you a good perspective of how much up and down there are. And we also have a time for Mason Cullen and Charles Durant. So I don't remember if I read Charles Durant's. It was 734.428. And then we have Mason Cullen with a 743.163. And I think that was Matt Cullen driving. So that is going to be sixth and 7th place for Charles Durant in 6th and Mason Cullen in 7th. Ryan Hancock truck, we do have a split for them. They were at 4:06. So 4:06 at the halfway point.
We'll see if he can make up that time on that second half.
Yeah, he's got to pick it up a little bit there. He's right on pace with Mike Marsal. He had a 4:05, and he is currently sitting in 4th position. So let's see what Ryan Hancock can do the second half of the course while we're riding along with Santiago Creel here. A lot of drops, right? You can see a lot of drops, and they're hard to see in the truck. You can really see from this angle how hard they are to see because you're just looking straight and it looks like the road keeps going. Oh no, is that Jason McNeil?
Jason McNeil off to the side. Looks like he maybe hit the same. Oh, he's missing a whole front corner. No.
Something's wrong with the front right of that truck.
Man.
That is not good. Did he hit one of those G-outs that we were just talking about?
I'm gonna think so.
The good news is I see one person with a helmet walking around. Do we see the other one walking around yet?
We can get that drone a little closer, a camera sort of walk around the corner there. Yeah, we got one.
Jason, or is that the co-driver?
I can't tell there.
That is definitely not good. Uh-oh, we lost the connection. Oh, there we go.
Got 2.
That's co-driver.
Rather upset there.
Is he upset?
Oh, yeah, there's
Jason on the ground. Oh. So they're both okay. That's good news. Good news to see Jason and the co-driver. They are not happy right now, and I don't think many people would be. It looks like the front right of that truck may be missing. So Jason McNeil, like we said, he is always fast. He is honestly a checkers or wreckers guy.
Yeah.
He's always going for it. He's not going for second place.
But it's been such a long time since it's been wreckers. Usually it is checkers.
It has.
He's kind of reeled himself in a bit.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like, I mean, like we said, it's good to see him out of the truck. It looks like they are a little bit sore. Most likely hurt their back a little bit on that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's a little bit tough. You can see a medic walking over there. So SCORE does a good job of having medics on hand. Got over there really quick. That's actually a pretty nifty little medic vehicle that they have there.
Yeah.
It looks like a wide open car that's been modified into a medic car. So good to see Jason out of the car there. That was a co-driver we saw a minute ago, so they're both mostly okay.
I wonder if we have footage of that.
Yeah, I don't know. Did we get a shot of that, guys? Maybe from that drone or? No? Okay, it's off camera. We didn't get a shot of it. So this car right here is most likely going to be stopped. And
no, it's Santiago Creel, so he should.
Was he in front?
Yeah, he was in front.
Okay, so Santiago Creel should be able to finish his run. The car behind Jason McNeil, I don't think ever started because I don't remember seeing the 297 go.
No,
and I don't see a time for them either.
Oh, Santiago Creel bobble in the same corner we'd seen earlier today. That's going to be a little bit of a hiccup there for most people. And as we can see here, if you're following along with the Optima Live timing, you'll see that these do break down to seconds. And right there, that's going to cost you half a second or maybe even a full second if you come to a full stop to miss that corner. And when it comes to these qualifiers, like we had spoke earlier in the broadcast, is these spec trucks are so stacked up and everybody lines up so close to each other that every single second counts. So you got to be super quick.
Yeah. And speaking of seconds, so we have time for Ryan Hancock here, the 228. So we have 7:38.382. So 7:38.382. That is going to put them in 8th position right now. And then, let's see, that's the only other time we were waiting on. Santiago Creel just finished. Okay, here we go. We got a new top 3. Santiago Creel is in with a 7:20.028.
Hey, there we go.
7:20.028, and that bumps Santiago Creel right here in the 260 up to the 3rd position currently. You can see them giving the thumbs up. That was definitely a good run if you get bumped up into the 3rd position.
Yeah, you got to think that's 8 seconds over 5 miles. 8 seconds.
That's actually,
it's a pretty good.
That's
split.
a big gap.
Yeah,
really.
It's a huge gap.
That's
yes,
a
but
huge
you got to think when you break it down, like Joe Schmo driving down the road, you have a little bit of a brain fog or what have you. You bobble one little corner. You kind of lose track of what you're doing, and
yeah,
a couple seconds right there. It's so easy to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, looks like we've got another McNeil there walking around. Looks like Brandon McNeil coming to help, I'm hoping.
Coming to check out Jason. Hopefully Jason's going to be okay here. I mean, we saw him walking around. We know he's going to be okay. He's a little bruised up, probably a little beat up. Hopefully it's not too bad, and he's able to get back in the car on Saturday. I mean, Jason's a pretty tough dude. The last thing he wants to do is not be able to get in the car Saturday. But, I mean, one of those things is, you hurt your back or something like that. It's really tough. Like, off-road racing is not like, I'm going to just say, if you're in like a NASCAR or something and you get hurt, you can probably go do the race still because you're going around a circle on pavement, right? You're not getting, it's a little bumpy.
You're feeling the G's and you're doing
a little
bit
for sure. But off-road racing, I mean, if you're hurt at all, it's really tough to get in that car because just the rigors of off-road racing are like no other sport out there.
Absolutely not.
Oh, look, he's up and walking around, so that's really good.
Good.
All right, good to see Jason get up. You can see he did it. You see, he said came over and we stuffed it right into it.
That's just too bad.
Yeah, so where he is, I wonder if we never saw a camera earlier, but I wonder if that's the same spot that the 261 also stuffed it earlier.
I do believe.
I'm going to guess that it is, and that's not Jason's truck there, like you said.
No,
that's the other
the
truck.
Yep.
Jason's truck is missing the front right corner is what it looks like.
So yeah, we'll have a little bit of downtime here while we try and get this truck off.
Let's see, maybe they can fly the drone right in there and see what's up with it. The front right corner is not happy.
Not at all.
I think he did the delete kit on there.
Dang it.
I know how that is. I did that recently.
Something very similar happened to them at the 1000 this year when he was teamed up with everybody. I can't remember who the driver was because he was teamed up. It was him, Justin Davis, and Coastal.
Yep.
Remember they had stuffed it into that ditch and taken the corner off the truck.
They did out by the coast. Yeah, when it got out there. Yep. Yeah, same thing. And they were able to rebuild it, and they still finished the race, and they actually finished really well.
Yeah.
So they definitely, if Jason's okay, they can rebuild this truck and have it ready to go by Saturday. That's not even a question. The McNeils are some of the craftiest people out there, mechanically wise, right?
To say it nicely, yes, absolutely.
That truck will be at the start line if Jason wants it to be on Saturday.
Absolutely.
So it's just if Jason's going to be okay and able to drive it. And I bet that truck is going to be there even if Jason's not able to drive it, because he's going for championship points, and he's going to have another driver in that truck. Yeah. So we'll see what happens here. We're just speculating at this point, obviously, but we did see Jason walking around there, which is very good news. It's going to take a little bit to get that truck off, though. You can see there.
Oh yeah, we're going to need all the recovery gear to get that thing out of the way.
Yeah.
Now that is the benefit to running these qualifiers a couple days before the race, because you have time. Today is only Thursday.
Yeah.
The race doesn't start till Saturday, so you have a full day to get that truck. Even if you needed to get it back to the States, bring it back here to El Cajon. Tisco's right here next door to where Fish and I are at right now in El Cajon, and get that truck patched back up.
Yeah, a couple of you guys are asking for results. We'll see if we can get the leaderboard to show up for you guys in a second here. But so far we have the 258 is going to be your top qualifier, Maverick Gaunt. Connor McNeil, the other McNeil truck, that one you see right there, is actually your second fastest qualifier so far. Santiago Creel is third. Ethan Hagel is fourth. Vincent Munoz is fifth. Mike Marsal is sixth. Charles Durance is seventh. Ryan Hancock is eighth. And Mason Cullen is ninth. And we have had 2 DNFs so far. We have the Jason McNeil entry is a DNF, and the 261 of Mick Magger is also a DNF. So those are the 2 DNFs we've had so far out of the 10 cars that we've had on course so far. So hopefully this is not a sign of things to continue to come throughout the day here, or this is going to be a very long qualifying if we are 2 cars down out of 10 already. Wherever that hole is right there, and everybody's watching this right now, so I don't know where that exact spot is right now. I can't tell from where we're sitting, but those of you guys that are qualifying today, I know you're watching this feed right now, so please take note where that hole is and check up for that hole a little bit.
It's very early in the qualifier.
Second car that hole's taken out. So everybody that's watching this that is getting ready to qualify, make sure you know where that hole is. Put an extra mark on your GPS. Mark that hole so you guys check up a bit. We don't want to see anybody else get hurt out here today or have their truck get injured.
Yeah, and if you're at home and you're watching along and you want to kind of see these timings, I know we just got a question asked to know where the time's at. You can follow along with the Optima powered live timing. If you go to the Score website, there's a link there to watch the live timing. The same exact screen Fish and I are looking at right now. It gives you the sector splits. It gives you all the fun stuff, and you can follow along without having to listen to Fish and I talk if you want to. You can just put that thing on mute and make up your own dialogue.
There you go. And speaking of us talking, we're going to take a break. We are going to go to commercials. We'll keep this live for you guys, and as soon as they get this truck cleared and the next truck is going to go out on course, which is going to be Jorge Samperino, I believe, the 297. Sampatero, he's going to be the 297, will be next. We will come back live with you guys as soon as that happens. But until then, stay tuned. We're going to run a quick commercial, but we'll keep you guys live here at Split Screen.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Go further. Explore the trails less traveled. And reach your destination quicker with King's new Toyota Sequoia 2.5 OEM Performance Series kit. These 100% bolt-on kits feature front ride height adjustment, superior ride quality, and external finned reservoirs with optional wide-range compression adjusters to further refine your ride quality. See why we're the choice of experienced overlanders and order your Sequoia kit today.
the ultimate adventure tool with all the storage to hold even more adventure tools. The all-new, adventure-ready Bronco Sport.
I got that right turn. We're good.
Meet up at the compound, group up.
That's 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good, little driver, straight on through.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are here once again for the Method Race Wheels score qualifying for the BF Goodrich Tires 56 score Baja 500. I'm Austin Fish-Farner, joined by Nick Eisenhower today, and we are looking at the 297, we believe, on course right here. We had an incident with Jason McNeil. They are okay. They had to get the truck clear of the course, and we are live again.
Yeah, and I believe this 297 entry is driven by Elias Hanna, a name very familiar if you're a 7S racer and you follow along with that, as well as Spec Trucks. He had a great showing in Spec Truck in the past. I know he took some time off to build some business, but he's got himself a ride here for the Baja 500, and I'm personally excited to see how he stacks up and how he does. We had talked earlier, Jason McNeil being one of the faster guys on the racetrack. He was also very quick to get his broken truck off the track. Quick everywhere.
Yeah, at least they got it.
Yeah,
at least they got it out of the way.
Yeah, a little misfortune for him. Looks like he maybe underestimated a drop off and stuffed the corner and took the right corner off of his truck. But him and the co-driver are both up, walking around, good to go, we're hoping. And hopefully they can get that truck fixed and back on the racetrack for Saturday's big race.
Exactly, and that is the good thing about having qualifying on Thursday. It does basically give you a full day and a half, really, to fix your car. I think that was one of the McNeils.
Yeah.
Going across, the Connor McNeil entry, I believe.
So we're about, what do you want to say, a third of the way through qualifying here for Spec Trucks. We got 28 trucks total qualifying. 33 trucks will take the green flag on Saturday. We have our, I believe this is our 11th truck off the line. This should be the 289 of Tanner Rust. Good friends of Jason McNeil as well. I know they do a lot of pre-running and racing together. So he's ran an older chassis in the past. He's got himself a new Geyser now, and it's exciting to see how Tanner and his team will stack up this weekend.
Yeah, definitely, and we should be getting a live split, hopefully, for the 297 any minute now. Once they do, we will let you guys know as soon as it comes up here. And I think, did we just get it? Where did it go? No, not yet. We have times going for a couple of the cars that DNF'd earlier, so they're messing me up when I look at this board. The 10th and 11th is actually DNFs. So qualifying course so far is pretty brutal. We've had about, what are we at, 13 cars go. We've had 2 get taken out already. Mm-hmm. So definitely a brutal qualifying course, which is good because the race is brutal. So it's no, like, I mean, it's good and bad. You don't want to have too hard of a course that messes up a bunch of people's cars before the race even starts. But at the same time, everybody's responsible for driving. you can drive fast or you can drive slow. If the course is rough, drive slower.
And see, that's the tough thing when it comes to qualifying is, you know, you want to push that truck as hard as you can and you want to get yourself that great starting position for the big race on Saturday, but you also want to preserve the equipment, preserve your body, preserve your navigator's body.
Definitely.
But, you know, I don't know, you got to take some risks sometimes, and sometimes it works out, you know, and sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, there is, I just did see, if you guys are on social, if you go look at the Score International Instagram, there is a video footage of Jason McNeil, and maybe we can get that up on the feed here for you guys. It's on the Score International Instagram, but there's a clip of Jason McNeil, and you can see he just came over this rise that we were talking about earlier and just absolutely stuffed the front right corner. That's a gnarly one. So we'll see if we can get that up for you guys on the feed in a minute. But currently on course, we have the 297 and the 289 Tanner Rust. There's a look at our leaderboard so far. So you can see we got the Gaunt in first position. We got McNeil in second, the other McNeil. We got Creel in third, Hagel in fourth. Magger that is not correct. The fifth position is actually Vincent Munoz. Then sixth is Mike Marsal. Seventh is Charles Durance, eighth is Ryan Hancock, and ninth is Mason Cullen. And those are the ones that we've had go so far.
This is looking like a pretty solid qualifying lap there for the 297.
Should be a fast one, huh?
Yeah, we got the 205 here of Joe DeLuz going off. That's a Spencer Low-built truck. He's been knocking out some pretty bitchin' spec trucks here the last year or so. I think he's built 4 of them so far. Really cool designs, cool trucks, great craftsmanship, and I'm always rooting for those guys. So.
All right, and speaking of the Jason McNeil clip, I think we have it for you guys, so we will we'll show it to you guys here. There it is right there. Boom. You can just see flew off of that. Like it's one of the ones we were talking about. It looks like it's straight when you're coming up to it in the car. You can't even see that dip, and the next thing you know, you're just flying down into it, and I'm sure they'll play it again for you guys here if you missed it. And just come right off the dip right here.
Oh, man, that went full chassis as well. That's so tough.
That is a hard hit. They definitely felt Baja on that one. I mean, that's gonna leave a mark.
Man, I feel for Jason. That's such a bummer.
Honestly, I'm impressed they were able to walk out of that truck after that.
Those McNeils are tough dudes. You kidding me?
Man, that is just literally to 2 miles an hour from, was that 60 or 70 to 2 in 2 feet.
Yeah, that's like we had talked earlier. You want to take your notes during your parade lap, and you want to try and get that all sorted out and figured out, but you also want to be able to take those risks and push the truck as hard as you can to get a good starting position.
And speaking of that, we have a new leader looking at the leaderboard here. The 297, Jorge Sampantero, is in first with a 7:05.
Wow, that is impressive.
Wow, that is 7 seconds faster than the other one that was 8 seconds faster than the other people. Wow, that's a big gap there. The 297 really was on it there.
And I'm thinking, if I'm reading right through social, I believe Elias Hanna was qualifying the truck. So
there you go.
That just goes to show he's still got it. He's one fast dude.
So 297 is your new fast qualifier with a 7:05.008. And you guys can see that on our live timing presented by Optima. And we have the 289, Tanner Rust should be next. They're currently at the 5-minute mark, so they got about at least 2 minutes until we'll see them finish. So once we get a time for the 289 Tanner Rust, we'll let you know. 205 is on course, and next should be another McNeil, the 203 Mitch McNeil, unless they just went before this camera when I shot when I wasn't looking. And I say everybody's names wrong all the time, last names here. So I think it is Sam Priatero or something like that. I still mess it up. Well, that is
Sam
the...
Priatero. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the 205 there. How do you say that last name?
Which one?
The 205.
Oh, Duluce?
Duluce.
Dulce? Man, come on. We're bad at this stuff.
Yes.
If we're pronouncing it wrong, let us know. There's the 203 of Mitch McNeil taking off.
Mitch McNeil, that one's easy.
Yeah, that's a simple one.
Yeah, that one's easy. Another McNeil. So is that a cousin?
Cousin to Jason.
Cousin of Jason.
Yes. They're all cousins.
They're all cousins.
They're all cousins.
Except for Connor.
Who's the son of
Jason.
Yeah.
All right, so this is, let's see, is that the 289 or is that the one that just went off the start? That looks like see, the number's almost big enough, but not quite.
No.
Needs to be in the middle of the cab. Sorry, I'm getting specific now. I just said put numbers on the cab. Put it in the middle, towards middle or the back of the cab would be ideal for the number.
Right.
For the drone to be able to see. Because most of the time they're behind you when they're looking at you from the sky.
So now the Mitch McNeil entry, the 203 truck, is a newer, I believe it's brand new, Geyser G6 truck. Trucks that have proven themselves a million times over down in Baja and do a great job down there. They're good, stable, sturdy trucks that can handle the abuse that the desert has to throw at them. It's very, very cool to see that Mitch McNeil and his team of guys get this new chassis and truck. They've always been great contenders, and I'm very excited to see how their season unfolds.
And I have been told how to say the 205 last name is Joe DeLucci.
DeLucci. Okay, there it is.
There we go. DeLucci. DeLucci.
D. I'm writing it down.
Yeah, DeLucci. Is that Italian?
I would have to think.
All right, so more times coming in. Tanner Rust is in with a 740. So 740.537.
Puts him in the number 10 spot.
Number 10 for Tanner Rust.
I think these drone pilots might be a little bit more talented than some of these drivers, man. These guys are ripping. Being able to follow the trucks this tight and this close and get all these good shots.
Yeah, this is definitely some cool footage here. We got live times for you guys today for the first time.
Big thanks to Optima for that.
Big thanks. It makes a big difference here. Oh, almost blew that corner a little bit, huh?
Yeah,
got it checked up
there,
just
yep.
enough. See, that says 201 on the roof, but that's actually an old number, huh?
Potentially, yeah.
Or an old body panel that they forgot to change the number on, because that's not the 201. That is the 203.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
So that's why it was screwing me up earlier, because I was like, who the heck is that?
Oh, that is a 1, isn't
Yeah, they
it?
forgot to change the number. So if anybody's with the Mitch McNeil team, get them at number 3 at contingency and replace that number 1 on the roof, please. The good news is there isn't a 201 this race, so we won't call it the wrong person. We just won't know who it is potentially.
Talking about another fast team, the 238 entry of Elijah Kiger. These dudes are always quick, got a good run at them. They seem to prove themselves really well the longer the races get. They're always there, they're consistent, they work their way up through the pack. I don't think I've seen them do a big, wild, like qualifying top spot of sorts, but they are always there in the top bracket of racers. So
yes.
It's cool to see these guys. I know they got a brand new pre-runner just delivered. The thing's absolutely beautiful.
That pre-runner is nice.
Insanely
right?
nice.
Insanely
with
nice.
the full King Ranch interior and everything.
Yes.
Like, pretty wild stuff.
There is some badass pre-runners being built nowadays, and it's really nice if you've ever go in one in Baja. It kind of ruins you though, because it's hard to get out of it and go back to Razor or something else after that.
I won't ride in them.
Yeah.
I will not.
Don't do it if you haven't done it. It's
Yeah.
not worth it. You will be ruined for life.
Those things are out of my tax bracket, so it's not something I even want to sample.
Yeah. No reason to.
We still pre-run in our race cars. Are you kidding me? We don't even have specific vehicles for pre-running.
That works. I mean, that's how it's going to work, right?
Yeah.
You get the best feel for it. A lot of people do that. Look at Bryce Menzies. He
That's
pre-runs
true.
in his race car too, which is his second one.
He just has a second
Yeah.
Great run there at the 205 of Joe DeLucci. Not going to mess that up again.
DeLucci. All right, Mason Cullen, he's in. Let's see, who we just got a. All right, the 205, got a time for him, who you just said Joe. He's in with a 734.342. So 734 for the 205. That puts him in 8th position.
There you go. That's a great spot.
734.342. And I'm writing that down as I say it, so that's why I say it 3 times, so I make sure I write down the right number.
Fish is still skeptical here on live timing. He's just afraid it's just going to turn off.
Don't jinx it. I'm telling you, don't jinx it.
On board here with the 285 of Justin Davis. This should be a wild ride if we can follow along here. Like we had talked earlier in the broadcast, so he was one of my 4 picks for top qualifiers. Unfortunately, my number 1 pick, Jason McNeil, is out for the day, but I still got 3 on the board.
Yeah, you got 3 to go, so you're 75% still good.
Justin Davis is one hot rod, I'll tell you.
Look at the paddles. He's got the paddle shift too. You guys just saw him shifting the paddles there.
It's become a bit of a standard, I think.
How hard is it to put that on your Turbo 400? Like, what do you think it costs to add paddle shifts? If somebody wants to add, do you have any idea?
I don't actually.
I don't know on the Turbo 400 either.
Because it's not just the mechanics of all of it. You got to figure out the computer programming, the software, all that stuff. You got to integrate it into your chassis harness and all the PDMs and all that. So, sure.
It's not a cheap add-on.
No, I don't think so whatsoever. And I don't know.
Someone will text us. Someone out there watching knows how much. Where's Jake at? Jake Velasco was here a little bit ago. He would know how much it is because he's probably done it. So any of you guys watching, let us know how much it is to add that. I'm curious. If you have a Turbo 400 right now and you want to add the paddle shifts, approximately, how much are we talking here to add the paddle shifts? And here we go. There's Justin Davis looking at the in-car. Yeah, I do have a pet peeve about the in-car because this angle right here is cool for about 2 seconds.
Yep.
And then this angle looks the same the whole time. So if you only have 2 cameras, I would do one out the back and one out the front.
Yep.
If you have 3, this is cool, but see, we don't get to see the front.
Yeah. There.
So that's my pet peeve.
Shot there. I got a text from Brady Mellon. He's saying $8,500.
That's it?
Yeah.
I would have thought more than that, actually, to add that. Okay, so $8,500 to add paddle shifts to your Turbo 400 equipped Spec truck.
Velasco hit me with 18K.
18K. See, so I think we're talking about different, It depends where you go, and it depends on what parts you get. Like you said, you got to get the stuff for the, is it a Motec, or what are you controlling it with? It's not just the actual physical parts, right? Yeah. And then you got to do the install. Do you have James Lynn do the wiring? Do you have someone else? Like, who do you, big difference there in price.
And you'll see right here, what we're frozen on is Justin Davis grabbing for the handbrake. So they do, most of these trucks will run a not a turning brake, but an actual e-brake of sorts, a handle on the dashboard that just locks up the rear tires. Yeah. And that just helps in cornering, in my opinion. It kind of holds the chassis down and kind of keeps it from having to do the 2-foot action. It'll also snap the back of the truck around of sorts, but that is something that does aid the driver a little bit.
And I've had 2 more people tell me it's $10,000 roughly. So I think we're going to go around with the 10. That seems to be right around in the range here. So perfect. Thank you guys for texting us. I knew it wouldn't take long to get answers there. Now, we were just talking about earlier, we saw a couple people crash on this course. What do you think going through your mind as one of these next guys on the course? That's going to come into play, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You're all sitting there in staging, you're chatting with each other, you got your crew members running around. It's a big game of telephone, a big gossip mill of sorts. But yeah, it's going to slow you down just a touch. You're going to think about that because the last thing you want to do is get hurt or crash the truck. A lot of people put a lot of work into these vehicles to get these things to the start line, and it's your job to get them to the finish line. As a driver, you got one job to do, and that's not to wreck everything. So yeah, you're really thinking about that. That is playing a role in the back of your head while you're driving.
All right, we have a time for Mitch McNeil, 7:56.639. Mitch McNeil. Did I already read that one off?
Nope.
I don't think so. Yeah, that's a new one. Yeah. So Mitch McNeil, 7:56.639. That is going to put him in 13th position. And I'm not going to say that name because I'm not even going to try. So we're going to go with Jose in the 209. So next off the line is going to be Jose in the 209.
And you'll notice here that Jose's missing the hood of his truck. And we saw during his sight lap, he must have stuffed the same hole that Jason did. And hopefully learned his lesson, knows what he's doing. He's got that marked as a big old skull and crossbones and doesn't let that happen again.
Yeah.
But maybe the lack of hood will give him a little bit of an advantage coming around some of these blind corners and some of these big drop-offs and see where he's going.
Yeah, now that is something that is, you do have to, the rules are you have to start the race with all body panels on, but technically this race starts on your parade lap basically for qualifying kind of, so, and it's not part of the race if you ask them.
Yes.
So if you do have an accident in qualifying like that, you're not required to put it back on technically for your sight lap, which I wouldn't put it on either.
Correct.
You'd be able to see that much better. Yep. I mean, look how much better you can see it, I think, just from this angle.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people argue, hoods with aero, and it comes down to like cooling and what have you, but over 5 miles, let her eat.
Yeah, you don't care. You're not even looking at the gauges over 5 miles.
No. This is a cool angle here to get a real view of what's going on. A little wild drive here, got no gloves on, bad frame to freeze on.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. That's something, man. Safety, you got to be safe out here. You never know what's going to happen. You can't plan for it. They say safety never takes a vacation, so cover up. You know, you got to wear your gloves, got to wear your neck skirt, you got to wear all that stuff. You got to think oxygen escapes your body from your wrists and your necks. And so when there's a fire, fire hunts for that oxygen, and if it's coming out of your wrists and you don't have a glove covering your wrists, there's the first spot that's going to get burned. So please, 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 guys, wear gloves that cover up to your fire suit to kind of give you a little bit more protection.
Yeah, you see some people that don't even wear gloves, and that's just, to me, that's insane. I know, like, you know, Ivan Stewart back in the day or whatever was badass, didn't wear anything, blah, 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 but I mean, really, you got to, you know, wear gloves, guys.
Yeah, it's hard to take seatbelts off when you're on fire.
Yeah, the first thing you're doing to get out of a car is grabbing with your hand, and if your hand is burned, then it's going to be really hard to grab anything with it. So,
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
We got Justin Davis here in the Real Tree camo hitters.
Right?
He's ready to go bow hunt with these bad dogs.
Yeah. Hey, it's better than nothing, right?
No, absolutely, yeah. We're not knocking him. He's going to put down a hot lap guaranteed.
Yeah. But see, here's the camera view again. Like, this is worthless. It's cool to watch for like 2 minutes, and then it all looks the same. We want to see out the front of the truck, damn it. I do have a time for Eli Kiger here. So Eli Kiger in the 238 is in with a 740.268.
In the 11th spot.
740.268, and like you said, 11th.
Yeah.
So 11th for the 238. I think that's kind of a conservative run for them, honestly.
I do too.
I think they took it easy. Maybe they saw, like we're talking about, those crashes.
Yeah.
Said, hey, let's take it easy. Let's just get a good run. Because those guys could put down a faster time than that if they were really going for it.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, next car flying off the start here. Is this going to be David Ziegler here? Or Ziegler?
266.
I believe so, right? It's not Thor Herbst, so it should be the 266 there. Off
get a
the
text
line.
message on how to pronounce that one?
Yeah, it's either Ziegler or Ziegler. It's probably
Ziegler.
Ziegler. Yeah, I think it's Ziegler. This is like my Common Core pronunciation of everyone's names here.
Yeah. This is a pretty solid run here. That would be the Justin Davis entry of 285, not the 209. You see Davis went for a little less weight in the back of the truck.
He's got the Starlink on the roof, though.
He does. That he does.
That's how we were able to see that live camera shot a minute ago.
Yeah, he is moving and grooving. You know, off-road racing is a game of averages. You know, you want to be fast, not in just one particular position. You got to be fast along the entire race.
Correct.
So making up that little bit of speed in each little corner and in the straightaways and off the jumps and all that, if you're just a tiny percentage faster everywhere than the other guy, it's going to stack up and add up to be enough to get you in a great spot. There it is, our number
Justin
one qualifier.
Davis. What is his time?
704.068.
704.068.
Wow.
New fastest qualifier, Justin Davis and his Real Tree camo gloves.
He did it.
Got it done.
He did it.
Got it done. Maybe that's the gloves.
Maybe.
Maybe you're going to see a bunch of those by race day. Some other guys wearing those Real Tree camo gloves.
We should go buy a bunch.
We should get on Amazon right now and buy them and sell them down there at the race for double.
Yeah. Who's down in Mexico right now? We can drop ship a bunch of Real Tree camo gloves to.
Perfect.
He'll be our distributor. You know, that was, like I had said, I put a star right there next to Justin Davis. So he's guaranteed to put down a hot lap, and he did just that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would bet against you on that one.
The 219 with Thor Herbst coming up next.
Yep, 1 minute, and he should be off the line. This is actually going to be, this is Thor, and then we got both of the Herbsts are right after each other. So the way that qualifying order went today was this went in the order you signed up. So both the Herbsts obviously signed up right after each other, so they're starting right after each other. And in order to qualify today, you would have had to have raced San Felipe. That's David right there in the 266. It's one of the Brenthal trucks, it looks like. You can always tell because the vertical spares in the back with the tank in between. That's the easiest way to tell.
Easiest way to change a tire, in my opinion, too.
It's the easiest way to get a tire out.
Yeah.
However, have you ever tried to put a flat tire back in like that?
When it's too wide, yeah.
It's
all
tough.
blown out.
It just goes all against your leg. You try to pump it up there, and the flat tire just goes all around your leg. Look at this score, and the spectators love your used tires and wheels
Souvenirs.
here, so you don't have to worry about putting those back.
Souvenirs. Yeah.
Souvenirs. Yeah. Thor Herps off the line, the 219.
Curious to see how this run stacks up.
They usually have live in-car too. I know they will on race day at least.
Yes, absolutely. The Herps have been getting quicker and quicker. I know, like Thor and EJ themselves, you know, they've been running spec trucks for the last couple of years, and they're just growing and growing and growing. We had a great finish. I think Thor won San Felipe, I believe, in the spec truck, and then EJ Herbst was 6th. Yeah,
yeah, I forget. You got the results there?
Yeah, I got the results here.
Perfect.
So yeah, San Felipe results was Thor, Justin Davis, Santiago Creel, Swanson, Mike Marsal.
So most of those guys that you just read off are top qualifiers so far. So it doesn't change much.
No, it stacks up. If you're a top 5 to 7 driver, you're a top 5 to 7 driver.
Yeah.
That's just where you land.
And honestly, between trophy trucks and trophy truck specs, there's only about 5 drivers that win these races anymore, and it's the same 5 drivers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every now and then you'll get a guy from the back that has a lucky day or has a good, clean, perfect day. But most of the time, yeah, there's a top, I'll call it 10 in spec truck.
In spec, maybe. Trophy trucks more like 5.
Yeah, because there's like a group
Or
of
less.
Mexico, there's a group of stateside guys, there's all that stuff spread around. So maybe overall there's like 10 guys that can really win a lot of these spec truck races.
Definitely. And it takes a team really, to do it. The team is as much a part of this as anything. The co-driver is huge. I mean, you saw obviously in Jason's truck. I don't know if they didn't have that hole marked or they didn't call it or whatever, but that was like, that's a big hole. You would normally mark that hole.
Yep.
So anything from the co-driver, the team doing pit stops, a couple seconds these races come down to. So if you're in the pits doing fuel and you are 2 seconds faster than the other team, you might win by 2 seconds. That's your guys in the pit that technically just won that race for you, maybe.
Absolutely.
So it comes down to so many different factors. It is so hard to win one of these races today.
Especially with the pace these days, like you used to talk, we've talked about this in the past, where the 500 or the 1,000 or the 400 or whatever, those you call those like endurance races where you have a plan. You're like, hey, we're going to cruise the first little bit, see where everybody lands, and then we're going to turn it up at the end, and we're really going to get after it. And then San Felipe, it's full tilt, wide open, full pace the whole race. Well, nowadays, with how reliable these vehicles have gotten and how dependable all the parts and the pieces and the equipment have gotten, you need to be at 110% from the start of the race to the finish of the race. Because if you're not, the guy that's in front of you is doing that.
Exactly.
Guaranteed.
There's just too many of them now not to. Someone is going to drive 120% and have a perfect day.
Yes.
So you have to go for it and hope that someone is you. And we have a time for the 209. So Jose in the 209 is in with a 7:28.408. That puts him in the top 7 positions on the top 10.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Great run there.
Here goes EJ.
Yeah, here's a 263 driven by Ryan Millen. He sent me a text message last night to confirm.
That guy should not be sitting there either.
Probably not the best spot, yeah.
Not smart. Never sit down when you guys are filming, by the way. Another top tip for you. You always want to be able to move quickly. And when you're sitting on your ass, you're not going to be able to get out of the way. So glad to see him get up and go to a better spot. So Thor Herps, that's not Thor right there, but Thor Herps is out on course. That is David right there. David Ziegler in the 266.
Yeah, he should be coming up close to his finish, I would think.
Well, we got halfway times again for somebody here. We got Thor. So Thor halfway in the 219 is at a 3:54.
Ooh, that's respectable.
That's
for sure.
fastest one that we've seen. Connor McNeil was also at 3:54 halfway, and he ended up being second after his run earlier. He's now been pushed down to 4th, but yeah, we got a good run going for Thor there at the halfway mark. So 3:54 for Thor halfway. See if he can bring it home. This is David bringing it home here in the 266.
He should be coming up around this bend here, get himself to the finish line. So the last thing you want to do is throw it away, within a couple hundred feet of the timing loop.
Yeah, when you can see the finish there.
Yeah.
Not to mention it's also the home point for the drone, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, that's what that little yellow H is for. Should have a time here. Oh, there it is. We have a number 13 position. It's 7.
For David?
Yep, 7 minutes, 40 seconds, 0.138. Big Misfits guy here with the 138. It's a pretty stacked field. It's a pretty stacked top 10.
Yeah, who do we got there? We got Justin Davis up top.
Yep, Real Tree Camel Gloves himself.
Yep.
You're going to say it.
Jorge Asampantero. I already forgot. They told me out. It's second in the 297.
Yep.
We got Gaunt third. We got McNeil, Connor McNeil fourth. Santiago Creel fifth. Ethan Hagel with Ben Hagel driving in sixth. We got David seventh. We got Vince Munoz eighth. Mike Marcel ninth. And Joe
DeLucci
in 10th. That is our top 10 leaderboard, unofficially right there. Of course, we have to review everything, make sure nobody hit any cones or anything like that to get any penalties.
Does the roost
qualifying
count? Does the roost count?
It depends on if you report it or not, maybe. No. The qualifying times are probably going to be pretty official today, but we have to say unofficial because it's still unofficial.
And it's hard to tell here whether this would be Thor or the EJ Herbst entry. Both trucks identical, aside from number placement.
And on course at the same time.
Yeah, great. just great.
Oh, here we go.
So we have the 224 of Miles Wyatt here taking off the line.
No, if I was Miles, I would have taken that light bar off. That is the one thing I would take off today because there's two reasons why. One reason why that light bar slows you down at least probably 5 to 10 miles an hour on top end. Second reason is if you do roll it over today, now you have to buy a bunch of new lights that you didn't even need today anyways that are now smashed.
Fair.
So that's why I would have taken that light bar off.
I agree. Unless he's got some cool contract.
Maybe, but the lights weren't even on. If you're going to run it, at least turn the lights on.
Yeah, fair.
So that is a look at Miles Watt there in the 224. Seriously, those light bars like that do slow you down. Have you done some testing before? I'm sure you guys have too. It's amazing how much, it's like putting a sail up there on the roof, especially when it's windy out or you're on a dry lake bed, something like that. They will slow you down a lot.
So this should be the 219 entry at Thor Herbst. Looks like he's on a sick one. Headed for home base. I'm excited to see what this time stacks up to be. This should put him up front.
There's a note to users. See how we wrap the Starlink? You can wrap a Starlink, just don't use anything with carbon, like carbon fiber or anything around there. He's got the Monster M on there, but you can use a standard wrap material and it does not affect the dish. The dish actually comes wrapped. It has like a white film on it. It has a white film on it, yeah.
So we got a time here for Thor Herbst. We got a new 4th place in the top 5.
Ooh.
7 minutes, 15.041. So it's stacking up.
7:15.041. Thor Herbst in the 4th position. You think EJ's going to beat him or not? Which Ryan Millen is driving EJ's truck, we said, right, for qualifying?
I'd put Ryan Millen right up there in that pack. It's going to be hard. The top 5 are
that's
pretty
not
stacked.
That's not an answer.
You know
that's a nice answer.
Yes.
You think Ryan's going to beat him?
If Ryan has a clean run,
okay.
yes.
All right. That's what I wanted.
I think
there's no beating around the bush here today.
And he's got Erica riding with him. I think this is her first time back in the truck.
Erica Sachs.
Yep.
Prior name Sachs. I still call her Erica Sachs.
Yeah.
So Erica is riding. She's back. She's been around a long time. Used to ride with Sarah Price back in the day in a Spec truck. A lot of experience. One of the best navigators out there. Does the rally note system, which is my favorite way to do
Which
notes.
works perfect for Ryan.
I love it. Ryan loves it because it's rally style. So yeah, pretty cool to see Erica back out. She had hurt her back for a while, had some surgery and stuff, couldn't get in a car for a little while. Now she's able to get back out there, so good to see her back in a car again.
Yeah, what a great combination. And I know I talked with Ryan a little bit last evening. He says he's going to run the truck to mile 260 on Saturday. So it's going to be exciting to watch those two, kind of jamming and jiving in the truck together and see what they can do.
Yeah, hopefully they have a good run today as we watch Miles Watt here coming around towards the end of his run. But before him, we're going to have EJ Herbst finish next, and we should have a time for EJ in about 1 minute because he's been on course for about 6 minutes, and our top qualifiers are around 7 minutes, so we'll see what he can do. Here's Stephen Beal, also missing a hood, so
One
the
could only
241.
guess
Yeah,
where
I wonder what happened.
Luckily enough, these guys are up still ripping around and driving, and it wasn't as catastrophic. Hopefully it was during the parade lap, so they were kind of cruising at a little bit less of a pace. Here we go, follow along here with Ryan Millen driving the 263 entry of EJ Herbst.
All right, so you're going with faster. Let's see.
I'm thinking faster.
I would probably go faster too, just because he's got Erica in there too. So,
right.
We're just not that Thor is slow by any means.
No,
he obviously won the last race. You said, right?
He's doing great. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, we got to have some fun today, right? We got to make some bets. We got to think.
I'm always going to root for
talk
Ryan.
some trash. We got to
guy.
have fun.
All right, here we go. I'm excited. Let's see.
All right, where are we at?
Ooh, and we have a new number 3 spot.
Oh, third position.
Yeah.
So you were right, he was faster. How much faster was he? What was his time?
Oh, I'm terrible with math. About 7 minutes.
Yep.
6.525.
All right, 525. So he was 2 spots faster. He was 7:06 to 7:15 by simple fish math. That is about 9 seconds roughly faster.
Wow.
So quite a bit faster actually, 9 seconds. So third position for
Knocked Gaunt
EJ
down a
Herbst.
spot. Yeah.
Knocks Gaunt down to 4th position. So EJ Herbst with Ryan Millen and Erica Sachs in the car. Erica, I forget her new last name. I just feel bad. Whatever.
Google it.
Erica Sachs it is in the 3rd position. So both the Herbst trucks in the top 5 so far. That's a good start. That's a good starting spot. Top 5, even top 10 is good, in my opinion, down here for this race.
Absolutely.
Erica Seidman. There you go.
Next off the line should be the 259 of Matt Winslow. I'll take that one. That's an easy one to pronounce.
There you go. 259. And look, we got some more wind picking up too, just as we predicted.
Direction. Yeah, which is actually kind of crazy. Earlier this morning, it was going left to right on the screen if you're watching. Well, we're watching.
Which way is that?
Yep. All right. It's that direction. And it actually looks like it's shifting a little bit. So.
Well, if we look at the shadows that are coming off of there, it looks like the shadow's going to the right. So that means that the sun is more to the left there. So I'm going to say that we're looking to the west-ish right now. That's just my guess.
Yeah, I would back that.
Like the northwest, maybe? Here comes Matt Winslow. He doesn't care what direction he's going. He's going down the course.
He's ripping. Looks like he's got a cool, I'd like to see the side of this truck. Looks like he's got a cool Raglan throwback scheme going on.
Speaking of Raglan, he retired.
I heard.
So
I saw.
Larry Raglan officially retired. Officially, however officially retired you can be in off-road racing.
Right.
After the Nora race a couple
actually
weeks ago. Good to see Larry out there. 81 years old, still driving around there. He raced the Baja 1000 last year. He's done all these races at 80 and 81 years old. Insane. This is Matt Winslow right here in the 259. I don't believe Matt is 81 years old.
No, hopefully not. One could only hope that at this age, at 81, we are doing something close to the same thing.
Right? If you're driving trophy trucks at 81, that's pretty freaking cool. And there's our top 10 finish, so you can see that the top 2 are still the same. Justin Davis, then we got EJ Herbst with Ryan Millen driving into the 3rd position. You got the other Herbst in the 5th position, so Herbst at 3 and 5, and pretty much everything else is the same on there. But that is your top 10 right now. Vince Munoz still holding down that last 10 spot. Is he going to be able to hold it for the rest of the day? I don't know. I think he can, because there's, well, actually, no, he's not going to, and I'll tell you why right now. He's going to get bumped out by either Brent Fox or Jordan Brenthal entry, because that is Abdali Lopez driving, who, if he has a fast run today, is going to go to the top of that leaderboard.
Yeah, I agree so.
He's either going to be Jason McNeil broken on the side, or he's going to be at the top of that leaderboard, I guarantee you.
Yeah. Sorry, Vince.
Sorry, Vince is going to get bumped. We still love you, though, Vince. Holding it down for the 1450 guys.
I wonder who's riding with Vince. I wonder if Dean's riding with him. I know he has his wife Danielle ride with him a bunch too. I know she was riding with him pre-running.
Who's he got on the entry list?
I don't know.
Let's see, where is he? Vince. He's got Danielle and Nick listed.
Oh, okay.
Nick said no faith.
Little bobble there in the corner.
All right, so we have, by my count, it looks like we have about 4, maybe 5 more trucks to go in the Trophy Truck Spec class. Then that's going to wrap up the Trophy Truck Spec qualifying. We're going to send all of the Trophy Trucks and the Trophy Truck Legends out on their site lap, because they didn't do that yet, and then they will go. Here's Josh Beyer, the 213 off the line. It was Nick riding.
Ah,
there we go, Nick riding. So it's Nick's fault if they get bumped out of the top 10, because it's always the co-driver's fault no matter what. So Nick, you're in trouble if you guys get bumped out of the top 10. You told him to slow down too much.
Vince just texted me and said Danielle's going to ride in the race.
There you go.
That's pretty cool.
All right. See, this is rad because everybody is watching this right now because they all have Starlink. So they're in the middle of Ojos right now with no signal, but they're all watching because they all have Starlink.
And they're all texting us through their Starlink, hitting us.
So when we mess up, we don't get to wait until we get home anymore to know we messed up. We get to know right away.
Told right off the bat.
Yeah, told right away. That's the 213 there. That's Josh Beyer. So we're gonna have Brent Fox is gonna be next off the line in a minute, and then we're gonna have the Jordan Brenthal entry with Abdali Lopez driving, and then I'm told we have a late entry that is the 290. I didn't get the name, but we're gonna have the 290, I believe, is gonna be our last car. And I think they might get to go and do a sight lap also.
Oh.
We'll have to wait and see what happens.
They get to sleep in too?
I guess,
oh
yeah.
my God, no excuses. They better qualify right up top.
Yeah, let me see if we can find the 290 on our other list. If you find it, let me know. Oh, there it is. Yeah, go ahead, Nick. Who do we have there?
Isidro Ochoa.
Okay,
if you say
perfect.
it fast, people believe it.
So Isidro Ochoa, I think, is going to be our final qualifier in the trophy truck spec class today in the 290.
From
but we'll wait
Spring
and see.
Valley, California. All right, you got the Duran brothers involved with that. I'm curious as to what truck that is. So this should be the 282 of Brent Fox. Man who does more desert racing than anybody right now, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, he races every single race, just about. Every weekend there is a race. This guy is racing. I would not want to work at his shop.
No.
That's a lot of work.
I know they have two trucks
going
now.
on.
He's got two trucks now.
Okay, but even
share the
still,
load. Yeah.
That's a lot of work. Hope those guys are paid well.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if I said this maybe at the San Felipe qualifier, but I ran into him at a starting line and we were chatting a little bit, and I had made that comment. I was like, man, I'm envious of how much racing he gets to do. And he had said when he had started his construction business, he was doing a little class 10 racing here and there when he could, and his dream was like, hey, when I get to this point in this career and this life and everything I got going on where I can go trophy truck racing as much as I want, I'm gonna do that. And so that's what he told me. He says he's gonna race as many races as he can until he can't race anymore.
Perfect.
So what a dream.
I mean, that's one way to do it, right?
Yeah,
go big or go home.
I fully support that.
And here he comes right here doing his next race, going out for qualifying right now, Brent Fox. Does he have his kid drive at some of the races too every once in a while?
Yeah. And I think he has the prep guy, Carl, drive it from time to time.
Yeah.
He's a super, super nice guy, super friendly, like insanely generous. Great dude for sure. And it's just cool. I like to support guys like that and follow along their journey in desert racing.
Yeah, it seems like most people in off-road racing are good, you know, good fun people. You don't really meet, I mean, there's an asshole every once in a while,
yeah,
right?
But you get weeded out pretty quick.
Yeah, they usually don't hang around too long. They don't
No.
last. They don't make very many friends. They don't get help when they're broken.
No, it's such a
but,
tight-knit
yeah.
group of people, there's no way.
Yeah. No, off-road racers are some of the coolest people in the world, and why wouldn't you be? I mean, look at what you get to do. You get to go do this stuff down in Baja, which is the best spot to do it out of anywhere, and it's so much fun. Is that the McNeil hole right there? I think it is. Yeah, that is the McNeil hole. So good to see Brent check up there. You checked up for the hole. That's how you go through the hole and still keep your speed up.
Yeah.
Don't get too crazy.
The truck's looking good, all nice and planted.
Was that the McNeil? That was right off the bat, huh?
Yeah.
That was too early, I think.
Maybe we'll follow along and we'll see it.
Yeah, it looks like that though. So there's multiple sections of this course that look the same with the drop off like that.
That's a good turn right there.
So Brent Fox is driving, and we're told that Cody Johnson is riding. So that's who's in that truck that we're watching right now.
Right on. Yeah, let's hope here Brent Fox can put something together. Sorry, Vince, but I'm hoping Brent puts a good run.
I'm gonna go find some times here because we owe you guys a couple times. So the 224 miles watt, we have 8 minutes. So where did it go? 8 minutes even, 0.391. So miles watt in 22nd place, just cruised it around, took it easy, didn't break the truck. and he finished. So Stephen Beal should be the next one that we get a time for in a minute.
We got it. Yeah, we got a time for him, yep. And unfortunately, he bumped Vince.
Oh, he got bumped. See, Vince, you got bumped by somebody we didn't even think maybe was going to be there.
Well, we got time for Matt Winslow and Stephen Beal. Stephen Beal coming in at number 10 spot at 7 minutes, 26.331.
Okay, 27.26.331 for Stephen Beal.
Yep, and then the number 9 spot, we got Matt Winslow in the 2:59 entry at 7 minutes, 22.794.
So those guys were out on course, most likely watching this and heard us talking about who we thought was going to bump Vince, and they're like, F those guys, we're going to go bump them. They didn't call our names, and they both went out and bumped him.
It's all right, Vince. You got this.
That's amazing. Man, this Starlink is amazing how fast word gets around nowadays.
I wonder if we can get some sort of off-road discount for how many Starlinks get sold just to this industry.
If I could, I would be racing a trophy truck right now because I have sold that many and answered that many questions. That's all I do all day, every day is answer Starlink questions, which I don't mind because it's cool. It's cool having everybody connected. But yes, Elon, if you're watching, I'd like a trophy truck. We can put SpaceX on the side or Starlink or whatever you want to put on the side. But let's get this going. Have your people contact my people and we'll set it up.
We just saw the 273, the Jordan Brenthal entry, driven by Abdali Lopez, who Fish thinks will be our new #1 qualifier.
I'd put money on it.
If he keeps the wheels on the thing.
If he keeps the wheels on it. Look, he took a spare out. So we were talking about people keeping the cars pretty much the same as the race, but he did remove one spare. Maybe that's the key. Everybody else kept their spare, so if he puts it at the top, that's why he took a spare out.
Cool, jump turn there, tell him to slow down. He says, no thanks, I'm good.
He's good. This is going to be fast. This is going to be your fast time right here.
Would you go for a ride with?
No, hell no.
You don't think so?
No.
Come on.
No, there's a few people that I would not get in the car with. He's one of them. No offense.
Yeah.
Tavo is another one.
Fair. Yeah, I'm back.
Allen and Pudia is another one.
Yeah.
All very fast drivers win races.
Mm-hmm.
All out of their mind.
I love how you can get the front of that truck to carry.
Dude,
like
did you see that right there?
Corners.
That was, he's going. Yeah, that was a good one.
He knows what he's doing. He's coming around those corners quick.
Yeah.
It's like he's been here before or something.
Yeah. There was no pre-running allowed though, so nobody was allowed to go out here until the lap earlier, obviously.
Yeah, this is looking pretty promising. I'd like to see his split. Hopefully we can get his split to work.
Yeah, if he keeps this together, this is going to be fast. We haven't got a split in a little while for you guys. Sorry about that. I think
Brent
maybe
Fox with a 354.
Not everybody's hitting the timing loop or something.
It's not bad. 354 is pretty quick for the...
Is that his split?
Yeah.
Brent Fox split, 354?
Yeah, it's quicker than the Gaunt.
Yeah, that's the same as McNeil.
Yeah.
And Connor McNeil.
Yeah, so he might be right there. If he can keep it quick in the second sector, Brent Fox might be able to get himself up to the top. Like I said, potentially top 5 for sure. I know Brenthal just made the switch to Fox, so I'm curious if they're noticing big changes in the handling characteristics of the vehicle, if they're still trying to get them dialed in, or what's going on there. It's always exciting to see changes.
That's a good one. Little nose down. Yeah. It's got the little red lights on the front there. It's kind of interesting. Kind of match the paint scheme there, I guess.
It's like Gravedigger.
Gravedigger.
Clean looking truck.
All right, so Travis Williams. Oh, this is another one. Yes,
okay,
sorry.
277 Travis
277. They did tell me that. Travis Williams is going, and then it should be the 290 after Travis Williams.
What truck is he driving? Looks like not.
Well, he has like
truck.
3 of them, right?
Yeah, but that's like looks like a Mason, like a first-gen Mason spec truck.
Interesting. Maybe he got another truck. That guy is one of the guys that's just buying everybody's truck right now, has a whole fleet of them, and is also racing quite a bit. It's got it's at the airport, right? In a hangar.
Man, what a cool place.
All right, so Josh Beyer, we got a time for. So 7:52.342. So 7:52.342. Perfect. So let's see who else. Brent Fox, we're waiting for a time on. Who was 3:54 at the halfway mark. We're going to see what his final time is. And there goes Travis Williams. And I'm told it's Ray Griffith driving. Oh, he's doing a. Okay, so it's Ray Griffith driving, who's going to be driving
Travis
later.
Williams.
Yes, they're just doing a lap, basically.
Oh, because that's Ray's truck.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Huh. God. So we did get a time update here. We'll see where Brent Fox landed. Ooh, number 7. Brent Fox with a 7 minutes, 16.462.
Okay, so Travis Williams did have he actually stuffed it a couple races ago and broke his back.
Right.
So Travis is still out, technically.
There it is. Got it.
So Travis is not actually here. He's still out with broken back. He's probably watching this right now. So we hope you're getting better, Travis. Hopefully you're getting back out here soon. So that is Ray Griffith in there right now in the Travis Williams entry truck.
Got it. It all makes sense now.
And they're basically doing it to get a position for the next race when Travis comes back, so they're able to qualify for the 400.
I see.
I assume is what they're doing it for. So some of the guys that drove right now, these co-drivers in a couple of trucks, specifically that other one, is the co-driver for Walser that's in there with Ray right now. So he's out there seeing this course right now, and then he's going to get out and he's going to go in the trophy truck and already know the course because he went around it a couple times. One time at speed.
Smart.
There's going to be your top qualifier, just saying it.
Let's see. See if we can keep it together.
We'll see. Looking pretty fast.
We don't have a sector split, so. In the bushes, hunting for some traction.
All right, Brent Fox, we do have a time for him. He is in 7th position, 7:16.462. So 7:16.462 for Brent Fox. And Travis Williams just texted, yeah, I'm in the hangar watching this stuff with you guys. He's bummed because he wishes he could be there.
Dang.
That is, I mean, like we said earlier, at least we can watch this stuff now, right? Like
Absolutely.
Your team's out there, no matter where you are, everybody can be watching. So it's awesome with Starlink that we're able to do this, bring this to you guys live. You can be watching. We got times for you guys and everything. So Travis, hope you're getting better. Hope you're gonna be out of your back brace soon that you're in, and see you back out here racing soon.
Absolutely.
And that is Abdali right there. Abdali Lopez driving the 273 Jordan Brenthal entry.
Let's see. I'm just going to scroll to the top of this timing loop here.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Optima, for this. This is making our lives so much better.
Oh, look at that! What, Nick? What just happened? What just happened there? You want to let everybody know?
If you're following along at home and you're watching this timing, you know as well as I do that we just broke the 7-minute mark.
Oh, and who would that be, Nick? That has the new top qualifying spot.
Abdali Lopez driving the 273 entry of Jordan Brenthal at 6 minutes 57.994.
Wow.
So not only did we break the 7-minute mark, we broke it with a few seconds to spare.
So doing my math, that looks like about 7 seconds faster. Actually, it's 6 because he's at 0.9. So about 6 seconds faster than the second place car right there. That is amazing.
Wow,
Nobody
that
would
is
have ever
impressive.
guessed that was going to happen.
Who
right?
would have thought?
Who would have thought? This is why I get paid the big bucks, people.
To be fair, I had a star next to the name.
Of course.
Too.
Yeah.
But yes,
yeah.
that is very, very impressive.
If anybody didn't think he was going to be at the top, then yeah, Abdali is super fast.
Wow,
so good job, Abdali. Kept that thing together, and he is at the top. So the 290 is going to be our last trophy truck spec on the course. So Cedro Ochoa. Is that a geyser truck?
No, I don't know what that is. That's got some spare situation in the back.
Yeah, that
looks like a racer
truck.
style.
Maybe, huh?
Yeah, like a racer
Is
style.
that a geyser body on it though?
Yeah. I don't know what that is. Somebody's gonna text us and correct us here shortly. Guaranteed. Yeah, it looks like racer style back half with some ducting. It might be some.
All right, so we're waiting on a couple more trucks to finish, and then this is going to wrap up the trophy truck specs. Like I said, we're going to have a bit of a break after these guys are done. We're going to send the trophy trucks out, and the trophy truck legends, they're all going to go out on their qualifying practice lap or your pre-run lap, whatever you want to call it. So we'll try to get an official start time for you guys once that happens of when we're going to come back. We'll go on a break for a while after these guys are done. Let everybody go out on their practice lap, and then we'll be back for time runs. But
to be fair though, out of my 4 picks,
yep, 1
Jason unfortunately DNF'd, which you never hope for anybody.
Yep.
But 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Come on, Ryan, you broke out. I thought I'd have my 3 picks in the top 3. Ryan, in the 263 got 4th, but still in the top 5.
Well, that's pretty good. Yeah.
But he only missed it by just under 2 seconds.
All right, so a couple cars still out on course. Travis Williams, entry with Ray Griffith driving it. Did we get a time for him yet? Nope, should be any second. He's at 7 minutes right now, so should be pretty soon here.
And we've talked about this a couple times already, but if you're following along at home, you too can watch this live tracking powered by Optima. Go on the Score site, there'll be a link there for the live timing, and you can watch these updates immediately as they're happening. They're live. So pretty exciting stuff. Makes Fish and I's life quite a bit easier and a little bit more entertaining. Gives us a little bit more material to chat about up here. If you still have the volume on, because more than likely, if it was me, I'd mute myself. Nobody wants to listen to us talk this long. But thank you very much for following along. We appreciate all the support. And yeah.
We got a time for the Travis Williams entry being driven by Ray Griffith, 7:18.167. So into the top 10 there. So in the 9th position there for the 277.
Yeah,
Ray Griffith
fast.
driving. Yeah, Ray's always fast. And he's going to be driving with Mike Walser in the race in the trophy truck.
Yep. And they've been getting their act together. They've been doing really, really well. Griffith is a fast dude, and Walser's just as fast, and it's exciting to see teams like that come together, and you know there's a real strong chance that they're going to be up there in the top 5.
That is Jason McNeil's truck. They were able to move it off the course, but they weren't able to get it totally out of the way yet.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a look at your top 10. We do have one truck, the 290, that's still out there right now, but it looks like Jordan Brenthal with Abdali Lopez driving is going to be number 1. You got Justin Davis, the 285 second. You got the 297 third, 263 fourth, 258. The 219, the 242, the 282, 277, and the 260. You can see we're pretty close once you get to like 5th spot down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got 2 guys within a second of each other there. The next one's only a second. So really close racing. Just Abdali, he kind of smoked everybody.
He did, yeah. He put
7
on a clinic,
seconds there.
for sure.
Yeah, so definitely a really fast time. The only one under 7 minutes so far. We'll see how that time holds up. Not that it matters, but just curious against the trophy trucks.
Right.
In the overall.
No.
So it looks like that's going to be it for our first part of qualifying. That is the trophy truck specs. We're going to have the trophy trucks head out as soon as the course is clear. They're going to head out on a practice lap. The trophy truck legends are going to go out with them. Their times will both be combined, so if the trophy truck legend qualifies in the top 10, say they will start in the top 10.
Yep.
The trophy truck specs that we just saw will go behind all of them, though, no matter what.
Right.
So their times won't be combined. So we're going to be back at about 12:30 is what we're thinking. If it starts earlier than that, don't worry, we won't miss it. We'll come back live, but we will be back at 12:30 for your timed runs. I think we're going to be showing you guys the practice run, but 12:30. Come on back, go get some lunch. We're going to eat lunch real quick, and we'll be back at 12:30 with your next trophy truck timed runs here for the Baja 500. You having fun?
So much fun.
It's awesome with timing too. Thanks again, Optima. The timing's awesome.
Huge,
Right
thank
out
you.
live timing. So, all right, we'll see you guys in a little bit.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Go further. Explore the trails less traveled and reach your destination quicker with King's new Mercedes Sprinter 2.5 OEM Performance Series kit. These 100% bolt-on kits feature front ride height adjustment, superior ride quality, and external finned reservoirs with wide-range compression adjusters to further refine your ride quality. See why we're the choice of experienced overlanders and order your Sprinter kit today.
The finishing touches of any off-road vehicle are the things you add to make it your own. That's why we've developed a full collection of over 70 Polaris-engineered accessories specifically designed for Pro R. Polaris. Think outside.
Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound, group up.
At 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good, little driver. Straight on through.